Why does Jim Jones think that he's like Pusha T competition? You know what I mean? Like, just thinking about rapping. Jim Jones has whatever issue he has with Push and has made some raps and stuff and this and that. And we know that Pusha T has a Jim Jones diss coming. But why does Jim Jones think he can like troll Pusha T? And it's like, nigga, you scared. You know what I mean? Like, it's Jim.
It's because they're from that same era of music. I mean, that's a part of it. I think that it's a part of it. Now, what lies under the beef, what the real issue is, I have no idea. But like, what does Jim Jones look like? Jim Jones would look like Ice-T against Soldier Boy if he started dissing somebody like Playboy Cardi. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he can't beef with any nigga that's really young. Niggas that were listening to his music, like growing up, he can't beef with them. It would look stupid. Like both of them niggas are almost 50. Jim and Push. Like, them niggas are almost 50. If not, they might already be. But
you don't think 50-year-olds having rap beef looks stupid?
I think it does, but I also understand that's a part of the sport. Like, that's sport. It's their sport, right? Like, and
so is it kind of like in the Big Three how these niggas are just fighting and Steven Jackson is talking about he really liked that?
Yeah. Well, he checks in O Block with 17-year-olds. So I mean, you know, Stacks is a different case, but
we got to talk about that later in the show too, by the way.
Yeah, and the thing is, obviously, Jim Jones doesn't have nearly as, again, before we started recording, Pusha T has a classic album. Daytona is a classic. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. That to me is one of the last, like, when that came out in 2018, because we were in Vegas the weekend that it came out.
Yeah.
That album, if that's 2018, that is one of the 3 best albums that's come out in the last 7 years. Easy. I couldn't even tell you maybe 2 more that were better. I think Damn might have came out in 2018. Good album too. Drake hasn't had a class. Not in that time frame. He hasn't had a class.
Drake hasn't made a great album in a long time.
Views was the last. No, Boink brought it up in the group chat. That's his last, like, really good one.
I said great.
That teeters with great though. To me, it's no skips on there. But like,
well, I don't think he has a better album than Dirty Sprite 2, by the way.
No, I agree with Josh. I'd take Take Care over Dirty Sprite 2, and maybe Nothing Was the Same. I would take those 2 over it.
Yeah, I don't.
Dirty Sprite 2 is great, obviously, but Dirty Sprite 2 is like, what it is it's hard to want to admit that, because that's Future's prime. Like that's him at his peak.
Yeah, I don't.
That's peak Future. That era, like that is peak.
I think that is peak popularity Future. I don't think that's peak Future musically.
Where do you think he peaked musically then?
Honestly, I don't know if he's peaked yet.
That nigga's almost 42.
I mean, like, I know, but like I just go, like, I was listening to Trap Future or Mixtape Pluto, whatever shit it's called, the other day, and I'm just like, bro, this shit is really good still. Like, I go back and listen to old albums, it's really good. He's probably hit his peak somewhere. I'm maybe too.
It was there.
That was not that. I don't think
that run from Monster, really slightly before Monster, through 56 Nights, because that all came out in like the same time.
Yeah. That was
like all within a 2 to 3 year run.
You're right. That's his peak run, and that was the best commercial album in that run.
It's his best commercial album, period.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I don't think Drake has better albums.
Because everybody has their peak, right? Drake is like LeBron in the sense of the longevity piece. Like, he just is here. He's still here.
Yeah, but he hasn't been. I don't think LeBron is a good comparison, because I don't think that, like, I think he's more like Tim Duncan.
Drake?
Yeah.
Nah, man, Drake's the superstar that LeBron is, and they came up together.
Yeah, he's not Tim Duncan. I was trying to say as a type of player, because like Drake's not what he used to be, and
No,
it's
Drake can do it all, just like LeBron.
but
He raps, he can sing, he can give you the guest feature, he can R&B that shit. Like, I mean,
but I think LeBron is a better basketball player.
than Drake is artist.
Yes, like, and I'm saying late. I'm not talking about peaks, right? I'm just saying like if Drake is getting towards the end of his run because he's had this, unprecedented run, right? Super long pause.
Kanye's the only, and I would say that I would say his run has been better probably overall than Kanye's in terms of
Well, yeah,
from
yeah, yeah.
start to
But
finish.
Kanye's run is different because like Kanye, he like had some injuries and shit. You know what I mean? And
Kanye's Kobe
maybe, yeah, sure,
and
but
Jay-Z's Jordan.
yeah, yeah. Let's just keep all your idols in the conversation.
No, I'm just saying.
Goodness gracious, we're
And who's Kendrick? Kendrick's
it's KD.
God, but he might be better. Yeah, okay. I'll live with that. Yeah.
It's somebody who
He can be Steph though, too. You can low-key make him Steph.
I think it's more KD because of like some of the artsy stuff about it, like some of Kevin Durant wanting to play basketball a certain way and like just playing the game and also not always being caught up into wins and losses. It's like playing like you're obviously playing to win, but you want to play basketball the right way. Like it's some extra shit. That's why him and Kendrick are close, and I think that Kendrick and KD, and this is so crazy for me to say this as a person that's in neither community, receive more respect amongst the people who do what they do than the people who don't do it. Like there's like a level of respect that you can't understand that they have for them because like they actually do the shit that this motherfucker's doing. And like, bro, you don't understand.
That's fair. That's fair. I just think everybody, when we go back and we look at this stuff, everybody has that peak album, right? Like where we can say, like Rick Ross, it's Teflon Don, right? I think we can all agree, like that's his best album, right?
Yeah, but it didn't sell.
It's such a good album, though.
I know.
And obviously, it had the hit. It had BMF. That's like the club wise, like that was shit's a banger. Like you can still play BMF today, and like everybody, I think I'm Big Meech.
Woo!
Larry Hoover.
Hey, you know what's so funny about that run? About Rick Ross's top album run? Everybody was locked up. T.I. was locked up. Wayne was locked up.
Kanye was on hiatus when that album came out. That's when the Taylor Swift thing happened. He went in hiding for like a year and a half.
Yeah. Like the game was and that's not to discredit what Ross did, but I'm saying like the game was open. And he definitely seized it, man. But how we doing today, Parlay Pete?
We're doing pretty good. Wasn't feeling too well a majority of the day, but we're back.
Okay. Yeah, I was once you told me you weren't feeling well, I'm like, what did this guy do?
Yeah, you questioned it with if I'd eaten something wrong. And I said, no, I don't think it was that. It's more of what I drunk.
Well,
that type of stuff will make you have to reset. It's so crazy with age.
Wow, I did ask you if you ate something wrong.
I know. And so that type of stuff, though, you have to reset and, get yourself back together. It's amazing how with age, just how much different it is from how it used to be. Like it just naturally happens. It doesn't matter how good a shape you're in. Just with age, it just doesn't work the same anymore.
No, like it's so funny. I played kickball for the first time since my kickball incident on Saturday, and I've been doing some, walking, running, not running, excuse me, a lot of walking, yoga, some Pilates. I've been active, right?
Yeah.
I wake up Sunday morning and I'm like, why am I sore? I was like, oh, I played kickball and I ran. Like I actually ran. Oh yeah, my muscles aren't used to me doing that. I'm
you're
over.
not used to using them like that way. Like even if you run, you're still different motions.
Yeah,
Like
like kicking a ball, then running bases and stopping and starting or chasing after the ball. You know,
trying to
you
steal a base.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, we're getting old, man. How was your Father's Day?
Good Father's Day. Obviously, I spent it with the one that makes me a father, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Um, it was good. I obviously went out to eat with my dad as well as my brother, who's also a dad. Had my niece and her mom join us because obviously for her, I'm sure I don't know how she feels. I mean, I'm sure she feels the same way I feel about Mother's Day. It's one of those things where obviously I don't have a mom to be with physically, but like I have a mom that I will celebrate always. And so,
Mhm.
um, and the best part for her is that she's got so many uncles, which obviously you got to meet her yesterday. Um, yeah, I know maybe you had kind of met her at the
Yeah,
funeral,
I
but
met
like,
her, but yeah, that was not a. I wouldn't call that a meeting.
right. You're there showing support to me and the family. And that's a different type of circumstance.
Well,
So,
yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
but yeah, we had a good Father's Day. How was yours?
Oh man, it was pretty good. Went to church. Great sermon, great sermon. My mom and grandmama took me out to eat, and then I came back and I FaceTime my daughter. Got a couple cards and stuff with some nice words in it that made me feel
Yeah,
good. Nice, I
yeah,
appreciate it. You know,
yeah.
I was worried about how I was gonna feel with it being like my first Father's Day, not with my child. And you wake up in the morning and you get a couple of texts and you go, "Oh, someone's thinking about me on Father's Day." And then like I got like this super deep emotional text from my dad, and it was just like, I'm like, "Dang, thank you for that, but I ain't even feeling bad right now. I don't even know if I need this yet, but thank you, you
Right.
know?"
Thanks, old man.
And then like I actually capped off the night and me and him talked for like 2 hours on the phone and just caught up because we hadn't talked in a couple of weeks. Not because of any beef or anything, but hey, when
But
you live in a different state from your dad and you're a dude, y'all might not talk a lot because you're both men and men don't necessarily call each other to just shoot the shit about nothing.
yeah, no, I totally understand it. It's funny. Before I met up with you yesterday, it's weird because I guess my brother he had came up and I was telling my niece and Justice while we were sitting there. I said, "Man, I'm gonna be a wreck the day that I lose my dad. Like, I just know it's gonna be so bad. It's gonna be so bad when I lose my dad because obviously I've gained so much more of an appreciation for not only having a father, but having a father that like, he would do anything for me. And I know that. And he's shown it. And to be able to have grace, especially with everything that's happened with the company and stuff, he entrusted me with that. And then the idea that everything happened the way it did, most people would want to choke me. Like, you know what I'm saying? He could look like Homer Simpson and I'm Bart type shit. Like, I mean, that's how that normally could go. But he's had a lot of compassion, and I couldn't just be any more thankful for it. But it just got me to thinking how once he's not here, it's gonna be really that's gonna be. I think that's gonna hurt me more than even when my mom and my brother just passed. Like, I think that's gonna hurt probably the most.
Here's my challenge to you. If you know that you're going to feel that way, work towards making it better.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
I
'Cause
just
I'm
want to
with
make
you.
him proud. I want him to be able to get his flowers while he's still here, though, and that's why this lawsuit is such a big deal.
Let's not talk about that
No,
publicly.
I'm not going to get into like
I
in
know, but
depth
we don't
about
even,
it.
we're not
But
even, I know,
if
we ain't got
everything
to.
if everything goes the way that that's supposed to go, from there, I feel like there's such a good opportunity to be able to show him what can be done. And like I
I,
spoke with my attorney today. I'm not about to get deep into this, but I spoke with my attorney today, and I really like where we're at.
I think the fact that that's where your brain is at shows him how you feel and
Yeah.
gives him those flowers that he would like to receive as a parent. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, you speak very, very, very highly of your father, and it's great to hear. You know, like I don't even think you like. I don't think I've ever heard you like make a joke talking shit about your dad. Like you don't even
I
like.
don't have, I honestly, seriously, Lee, I don't have anything negative to say about him. I mean, to me, he's always been perfect in a weird way. Like he does everything the right way. I mean, you got to hear him obviously speak
Mhm.
at my brother's funeral, and you know, he's a Christian man. He's somebody that honestly lives by the Bible. Like I've got to see this in my life, my entire life. I've got to see it, and he just never had a flaw. He never had a flaw. The biggest flaw, if there was ever anything negative I'd say about him, is when my other younger brother was born, because
I was
that just threw us
yeah,
all
yeah,
off.
yeah. But we
No, I'm not getting into. I'm just simply saying though. But yeah, it's hard to find somebody like that. But you know, to know that I've been given everything that I've been given has been a product of him. That is the nepotism of it. Even for me to have the company, the house that I'm living in, like all this stuff, a lot of it, me going to Morehouse, like these are all because of him. You know, I couldn't have asked for a better dad. Like, you know,
you
and
know
it's hard to try and beat him at that game too. You know, being wanting to be, it's hard for me to do that. Like, you know what I mean? It's hard to do that. And then like my daughter adores him too. Like it's just hard. It's gonna be really hard to do that.
hey, one thing, the way that you be a better dad, right, is just have you win the kid battle. That's the only proof, right?
Sure, right.
Like my kids are cooler than yours. So like if your daughter is like better than you win.
For sure. Well, right. And I want Mari to be a superstar. Like, I mean,
But
she
hold
loves to
on,
sing.
hold on. Before we get back into some serious stuff, like I'm sorry, I don't want us to lose this. You sat here and you talked to us about these different things that you have in life, and thanks to your dad for opening up those doors for you.
Yeah.
What I heard is a entitled "Disengaged White Collar Nepo Baby."
I wouldn't call it that.
No work
There's
ethic
definitely
at all.
nepotism element to it, no doubt. I
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a lot of
no work ethic at all. Everything you got's been handed to you. You know,
No, I still got to do shit. It ain't that easy
you
because
know,
we're not rich. You know, we were rich,
your
it'd be a little different. But like,
dad just made a phone call. You get into Morehouse. You know,
I got in. Actually, it's
they just,
funny. That's what happened with Justice. I got in. I got into Morehouse,
they
but
just pat you along and give you a degree. Then you just come back and take over the company. We
I
just
didn't
gotta have
ask for it. That wasn't my expectation.
we just gotta
I
give you the
never
piece of
expected to do
paper.
that.
We just gotta give you the piece of paper to say that you have a degree. Yeah, I hear it. But no, that's jokes, and you know that it's jokes. But for
Yeah.
somebody who's hearing this and don't understand how we joke around sometimes off mic, now I commend you because you are the right type of nepo baby. Like, and what we talk about is lacking in the black community is having stuff to pass down to your kids, like a legacy, a true, like an estate, like things like you talk to your attorney. Well, you have reasons why you need to have an attorney. You know what I mean? So like it's the way nepotism should work. You work hard, you build something, you pass it down to your kids, and they work hard and try to
Make it
elevate.
better. Make it
Yes,
better
make it
than
better.
have it in a better place than where they got it and
Yes,
found it. Like
or pivot or use it as a means to pivot the family
a
into a
springboard
better
to
situation.
something
Right,
better, right? And the
right.
thing is that in the black community, that is such a fucking negative connotation behind that nepotism in general. It's like, no, we should want more of that. Look at
Yeah,
every white person around you; they are a product of that for the
bro,
most part. All of them
bro.
are a product of that. Like there is no fucking white person that did not have. And yes, they still have to put in the work too. If somebody becomes an attorney, they still got to go to law school and do everything. But it's easier when you don't have financial constraints against you. You don't have to. That's one of the last things you have to worry about. It's
Or
easier when you got connections to meet other people that have these needs, and you just so happy to be able to do them. But because you got the connection, you got the leg up. You don't have to be a super salesperson. You just got to make sure you don't fuck up.
And bro, think about the attorney, right? Like, I think that's a perfect example. If you know you're going back to your granddad's law firm that your dad runs now, it doesn't matter where you go to school.
Because and better yet,
the job you're going to fall into.
And better yet, I'm saying, even if your grandfather or father wasn't an attorney, I'm saying if that's what you wanted to do, but they got the money to help you do it, you don't have to worry about it. But think about whatever they do. Let's say you failed at being an attorney. Gosh, isn't it nice to have something to where if you fall on your ass, it's a safe landing? Like, isn't that nice? Like, if you fail at what you're doing, you know that your family is still, like, everything is straight. Like, isn't that a good feeling to have?
Hey, Jello Ball, perfect example, right? Look, if you think about what LeVar Ball tried to do, right? He was a failed pro athlete, tried to, didn't work out for him. He said in choosing a wife, he was looking for a larger woman because he wanted to breed. He wanted to make athletes. He makes them. Lonzo gets drafted number 2. His career is what it is. Jello, he's the middle child. He wasn't an NBA player ever. Prospect. He was only.
Look, we know how hard it is for just one kid to make it to the league. So the fact that he even had kids, multiple that did it.
But he's setting up the legacy, right? Like, some of the quote unquote mistakes that he made was about building legacy for his sons. And that's what he talked about, like with the Big Baller brand and all of this. But then you get Melo who does what he does. Well, Jello, the middle child, while he's finding his rap career, can be on Lonzo or Melo's staff. And so instead of them just giving him money when he asks for it, no, nigga, here's your salary, and here's what you need
you to do.
Yeah, like, you gonna work for this, but you're gonna be overpaid. You're gonna be overpaid handsomely.
Well, but that's still your best friend too. Like, that's still like their best friend. Like, them niggas, they love that nigga too. And how can you feel comfortable shining if your brother don't shine with you? Like, I wouldn't feel good about myself if I was a millionaire and Justice could barely afford to do so. Like, why would I feel good about that? I wouldn't feel good about that. Matter of fact, I didn't make it yet because he ain't made it yet. What did Hov say about fucking Memphis Bleak? He says, as long as I'm alive, Bleak's a millionaire. And he said, even if I die, he could go chill somewhere. But that's just that nigga's cousin.
Right. And I think about if I'm like up. You know what I mean? I ain't saying I'm gonna feed the community, but like, my close friends, and I probably have like legitimately 15 close friends, they're gonna have access to a lot of the shit that I have access to, just because, for one, I would want to do shit with my friends, not random niggas or the niggas who are here. We're not gonna really be friends. But like, yeah, nigga, what good is having all this stuff if you ain't got the people you like around you, the people that you love to be around you? Again, we ain't saying charity cases out here, but if I got $1 billion, all of my friends received at least $1 million liquid cash.
What's more boss than putting another nigga on?
Well, some people have pride, and their dignity wouldn't allow them to take money from their mans like that.
They better than me.
Me too.
They better than me, because if I got somebody, that's the point though. That's the point of all of this. If you got somebody that's willing to help you, now we'll see what you do when you got the ball in your hand. Because if they backing you, you're getting all this, man. Then you get to really see what you're about, because now you do have the leg up. How far can you run that baton? Like, then that's more indicative of you. It ain't them that giving it to you. That's the last thing you should be thinking about. Niggas should be thinking about what they gonna do with it.
You know what? I was having a conversation earlier today, right? And the person was telling me about how guys she's entertained like previously in her life will like be intimidated because she has strong male figures in her life, like, dad, brothers, uncles and stuff who like help out and shit. And I'm sitting there like going through this and I'm like, yeah, I can understand sometimes a man to get mad if you went to your daddy for something or this or that. You know what I mean? I go, I'm never mad about that. If somebody wants to take a brick out of my bag, take it. Like if my old lady needs to get her oil changed or something, and I just didn't know or I forgot to take it, and she was like, I was at my daddy's house and he changed my oil or he get my oil changed. Appreciate it, pops.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna be like, nah, I don't like that. Hell no. You tell your daddy you run that, man, please.
Yeah. But it gets back to what you already said, pride. It's the pride. Niggas got too much pride, man. And it'll be the death of anyone. In reality, if you let your pride get in the way of any type of situation, I'm not gonna say I was somebody that was that prideful, but like I never have ever wanted to ask anyone for anything. Period. I never do. But like, if you need help, you better speak up. Like, you better speak up because it's true. A closed mouth don't get fed. So
No.
what you gonna do? You rather not know what would have happened if you asked, or would you rather just burn because of the shit? Like,
some people rather burn. Question though, why do you think black people specifically, like our culture, we're so prideful? It seems to be to our own detriment. And I'm not saying having black pride is a problem. No. Being proud to be black is one thing, but to be a prideful individual.
within this community, I mean,
Nigga don't want no handout.
I think it's because everybody's made getting a handout or asking for anything seem like it is a problem, to where most people don't want to do it because it seems like you're not like
Earning it.
Yeah, you're not earning it, but at the same time, basically it's a sign of weakness.
But no, but nobody does that. Everything is done. Damn near everything is done because you know somebody, you're connected to somebody. Like
half the people be lying about that. They just be lying. Like they be lying. People lie to themselves. Like niggas just be lying. Like they don't even they don't even believe half the shit. Like they just be lying.
Bro, even in like athletics, bro, and sports is one of the closest things to a meritocracy we have in our society. You know this, if a coach doesn't really care for you or you don't play on the right teams, you may not get to expose your talent. Now, don't get me wrong, the top 1%ers, they don't matter. They don't matter. They're fine. But like you start talking about fringe people, there are some guys who got a fucking scholarship, worked their ass off, and made it to the league. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
What's my man? Derek White. He's not supposed to make it to the NBA. If you look at like he was like a no-star recruit, stuff like that, but like he just happened to be seen by the right person to get the opportunity. He got some help. He knew somebody, or he was seen in the right place doing the right thing. But like,
and that's all it takes is one opportunity for something like that. Like just real quick, Colin, for instance. Colin was always really good at basketball. That's something I've been known. I've known that since that nigga was literally, I mean, I saw him when he was 3, but I'm talking about when I knew he really was good. He's like 7. Mm-hmm. And he was playing with us. So I knew how good he was for a 7-year-old. He was unranked until the summer of his 11th grade year, where he got seen. And then he didn't have any stars like before his junior year. Then he led the state of Georgia in scoring his junior year after he switched from Hillgrove to Pebblebrook. And he had a big summer. Then he was the top 5. He was a 5-star in the top 10 on Rivals, ESPN 100, everything. He was a consensus top 10, and some people had him as the best guard of that class.
Well, he was a lottery. I mean, he was a top 10 draft pick too, so he was top 10.
Yeah, he was big. He's big time, right? Like big time, nigga. McDonald's All-American, Jordan Brand Classic. Won the slam dunk contest.
He averaged 20 in the league.
He had a legendary almost 40-point game on a 3-on-5 game because the whole team got ejected and they almost won and they came back from 20. Like the goods are there. You know what I mean?
I'll tell you real quick. You are a Matt Ryan reference away from like hitting all of your like big fan things. Like you're true.
Like, talk Kanye, Kobe.
You threw in like a Kanye, Kobe where we didn't even have to talk about him. You brought us and the Colin story is very relevant too. But you gave us a Colin story. Like you're like heels that you die on. You've hit almost all of them.
Well, we're gonna get to Matt because the Falcons. I'm sure we don't have much to talk Falcons first, but
I don't have.
It'll come up eventually. I'll make sure I hit it. It's like a GoldenEye 007 hitting all the missions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we didn't do pre-production today. These are usually our best shows.
Yeah. We had a good show last week too, though.
We did. Did we pre-produce last week?
Kind of similar to how we did it here, though. It wasn't very much.
No, you know what? I want to talk about LeBron, my favorite liar. Because I'm sure when I sent you that, you were like, where did this come from? But yeah. So
there are compilations of LeBron lying. Somebody has a list where they do his top 5 lies.
Let me see if I can find the clip that inspired this.
You know my favorite one? My favorite one is him reading the autobiography of Malcolm X, and he does the look. Because he looks so fucking serious. And the reporter basically G-checks him and it's just like, so we see you got the autobiography of Malcolm X. What's your favorite part about it so far? It's like that's a crazy question because if you ask that as a reporter, you had to have read it too. If you're because you can't just ask him because he could say anything, and of course the internet sleuths will always uncover like, oh, he lying. That didn't happen in Malcolm X's life. Like, but everybody also kind of has an understanding of who Malcolm X is for the most part. And if you've seen the movie, like that's another part of it. Like even if you didn't even read the fucking book, as long as you've seen the movie, you can reference one part. You can say, yeah, when he was Detroit Red, I liked how he fucking didn't give no fucks, but then turned his life around. Like, I don't know. Like you could say anything. But LeBron, this nigga ain't even read that book. That was the crazy part. He hadn't read that shit. That nigga just had that book for whatever reason.
I'm trying to find.
He's too rich to buy a paperback book.
Let me tell you the lie.
Read it on his phone.
Bro, let me tell you the lie that just got me today, right? It was talking about LeBron talking to his family about coming back for another year, right? And he said that like his kids were saying no, like keep chasing your dreams or some bullshit like that, right? Like keep going after it. He was talking about how great it is to have a supportive family who like wants to see him happy and pursuing his dreams. I'm like, all right, look, Bronny's on the team with you. He probably wants you to retire so you can move around because he's trying to move around.
Yeah.
And Pop's in the way. Okay. Bryce is going to college next year, so he's going to be out of the house. He's going to be in Arizona.
Yeah.
So Bryce doesn't have a say-so. Bryce and Bronny don't have a say-so on whether or not I stay in the NBA because, like, hey, y'all grown. Like, I'm not away from y'all. I mean, I'm away from y'all, but I'm supposed to be. Y'all grown.
Right.
Zuri. So between Zuri and Savannah, I don't think Zuri is at the age, and I'm not trying, it's not a knock at her intelligence at all. But to be able to be like, yes, daddy, I want you to continue playing basketball because I know that makes you happy and that in turn makes you a better person. And like, yeah, we want you happy. Like, I'm not crazy.
I like going to the games.
Yeah, right. Like, nigga, Savannah said, yeah, you got one more year. Tired of your ass already. When the season start back?
But we all knew 23. I felt like at least 23 was always gonna be the number. Does that make any sense? Like it was always gonna be. It just I don't know. LeBron, like Jordan in a sense, it's all like storybook ish. Like everything lines up. He always got the most points, all this stuff. He doesn't have anything else to accomplish. Of course he wants another ring, but like again, he talks about ring culture, which I know we'll deep dive into that. But like he doesn't have anything to necessarily play for anymore. I mean, except money. He can get paid more. But like
there's not a
that
job.
nigga
50 a year.
That nigga is setting this up to where Nike gets these 23 years, number 23, LeBron James. Like
I don't.
It's all marketing.
Yes, but I think the Luka trade changes it a little bit.
Do you think that he will announce that it will be his last season beforehand? Because Kobe did not want to do that at first, and then he did do it. To where he told everybody, this is it.
And according to Lou Will, when he did that, their season got so much better because Kobe stopped trying to be the assassin and just enjoy people and enjoy basketball because it was going to be over. Because that team sucked. So Kobe didn't need to be that serious. Like, serious or not, y'all going to lose a lot of games.
I hate, by the way, quick story, very quick story. I hate it because once I started dating my daughter's mother, my first trip that we ever did, we went to LA, and I bought tickets to, they were playing the Sacramento Kings.
He didn't play.
And DeMarcus Cousins was still on the Kings at this time. I got really good seats, probably the fifth row behind the Lakers bench, expecting Kobe to play. Motherfucker didn't play. I've been to like 4 or 5 games at Staples Center. I've never seen Kobe Bryant play at Staples Center. I always saw him here, but like never got to see him in person in LA. And it was like one of the, towards the end, I mean, this was like one of their last 5 home games. It was in late March.
Hey, Kobe had to rest up for that 60 piece, but
man, that shit's bullshit. I was mad at Kobe because what sucks even worse, he didn't even come out and sit on the bench.
Bro, we're like 2 rabbit holes away from lying LeBron. You're about to go down. I know how you get with Kobe. That could be
better.
Itself. I mean, everyone has their own opinions,
It's not an opinion.
It's ridiculous. It's obvious what's being done out here. It's on a nightly basis. I hope the world can see now what's really going on out here because it's getting ridiculous. It's really ridiculous. Yes, man. This is ridiculous, man. Ridiculous.
Yo, with that drop being that long, it's like a Family Guy joke.
But it's great.
It is. Like, it's supposed to stop. It's going too long, but it's still funny. But anyways, but yeah, LeBron talking about his family having something to do with his decision to come back for another year just got me thinking about just all of the LeBron lies. Because as I was reading this, I was on the phone and I was just like, bro, this nigga LeBron just be lying. Like, he just be telling lies for no reason. You don't have to tell that lie. Like with him A&R and 2 Chainz' album, and bro, you didn't really A&R that album.
My favorite one, he knew that Kobe was gonna do the 81 points that night. He said, I had a gut feeling he was gonna go for 60. Then at halftime, I told my friends, man, I think he's gonna go for 70. And then he said at that point, I was just like, well, hell, he might as well just go get 80. He's a liar. And think about it. This is like when LeBron is still he's trying to take over the face of the league.
Yeah,
that's because that's 06. So like he kind of is. It's basically him and Kobe.
Yeah,
right. And
now T-Max,
it's the ESPN interview before a game, and him talking about it. It's just like, you're a fucking liar, bro. like why are you lying about this? What's the point? What do you get away from lying about it?
And that's why I had the outburst and wanted to have the conversation here on the pod. LeBron lies about stupid stuff. So he doesn't lose credibility when he lies because you go, this nigga is clearly lying.
Yeah.
About something that doesn't matter. So it's like, yeah, he's lying for no reason about something that doesn't matter. But why are you lying? Why did you just say nothing?
He's got no reason to lie about it. You're LeBron James. Like, bro, you can literally tell the truth about any and everything you want to because it's a matter of fact and who gives a shit. It's like, and again, having money is not everything, but not having it is. And a lot of motherfuckers in this world don't really have money in reality. You do. You've got everything at your disposal. What's the point of lying? Like, what is that all about? Like,
maybe maybe he wanted to have fun. Do you know anyone that's a compulsive liar and like admits that they're a compulsive liar, or do they lie
admits
about
it? No, I don't know anyone that admits that they lie a lot, and that they do it for like they'll lie about nothing. Like let's say you call me and you're like, well, what are you up to? Let's say I'm at home watching TV, but I tell you I'm at TJ Maxx buying clothes. Like, what would be the point of lying about that, right? Like, there is no reason to lie about it. Like, but you're lying like just for no reason.
You're lying when the outcome of the story doesn't affect anything.
Right. Yeah, because you're just lying to lie at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I will tell you that I will tell if I've gone too long without telling a lie, I'll try to get some lies off just so I don't get rusty when I need to.
Maybe you practice the fuck.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, I do. Because, bro, when you have to like lie in a serious situation, if you haven't lied in a while,
what are you saying? You gotta be confident and convincing. Like, it can't sound like you're about to lie.
Well, that, but also you need to know your tales. You know, like you need to know like some of your lying tales, because if the person you're lying to knows your tales, you gotta be mindful of them, practice, you know, get it back. Yeah.
I guess.
Like if you're gonna lie, you gotta like get in lying shape, bro. Like,
but the older you've gotten, the less you will lie about something. Period.
It depends.
But it depends. Yes, like, because anyone that says that they don't lie is a liar.
Yeah.
They're a liar. Because everybody's a liar. Like, everybody is a liar. Some are bad. Not just because they're bad lies, but some people are really just straight up, they're just a liar.
I've been around people who I would consider just liars. Just fucking liars. And I can listen to them like tell a story where I was at. I was there. And they just tell the story totally differently. And there's no reason to like leave shit out. You know what I mean? It's not like we was around some hoes and then
they got gassed themselves up.
Or no, we around some hoes. We was around some hoes, and then you retelling the story in front of your girl to leave certain stuff out so you don't, you know what I mean, start an argument. But it's just like they just lied.
You know, the biggest thing that helps a liar too is somebody that'll lie with them and back it up.
Oh yeah. Look here, you gotta have.
That's as convincing as it gets when you've got witnesses. I mean,
nah, you get you some good liar friends. I mean, I think liars hang out.
Women, if you've got women that are in the situation, like especially if somebody's dating somebody, it makes sense. Like in a sense of, like you said, if it's something you don't want your significant other to know about, the lying aspect of it, you A, you don't want those problems, but then B, you don't want them to feel a type of way about something because it's something that they don't have to know about.
Yeah. Yeah, because like nothing happened that violated the relationship in that instance. So there's no need to bring it up because we have to have this conversation that gets us nowhere. It's just going to piss us off.
I'll give you an example, and obviously I won't be too descriptive, but there's somebody that I know, you might know them, that's married, and I threw a bachelor party for them, and then I was asked by that person's significant other, how was the bachelor party? Because they knew I was the planner. But listen, it's not specific. This isn't specific. I've thrown a couple of bachelor parties for friends. And like I said, you might know the person. I don't know if you know them. You might know them. But basically, I threw that bachelor party for them, and I knew what went on, and I had to do my part. I was, oh man, we were gambling, watching sports. You know, we went out. We were just guys being guys. You know, the single. I was like, you know, the single guys were because even at that point, I'm in a relationship, so I'm like, yeah, all the guys that were single, you know, they had their time, but then we would all just chill. You know, we're fucking playing spades and shit. You know, that's what we're doing. You know, we're just talking about, man, how lucky he is to be in that position. And she probably knew I was fucking lying, right? But like, but that's what she wanted to hear.
Well,
and she wanted to hear it come from a spokesman, somebody that will be able to do it and tell them like, yep, we had a good time. We went to a football game. Like that's what we were doing.
I can speak to a bachelor party that both of us were at, where nobody violated their situation.
Yeah, all the all of the people that shouldn't be were 100%. They were actually emphatic about not doing it.
Yeah. So nobody violated their situation that weekend. But niggas pick and chose when to FaceTime.
Yeah.
Because you didn't want the argument when you were actually on your best behavior.
Right.
And fuck y'all, by the way, because I remember I didn't know. It's funny I can like tell a story now comfortably. I didn't know that we had company coming over.
I mean, I did know later, but I didn't know. I thought we were all meeting out. That's what I thought was happening.
Yeah, but like, I was like, like in the middle of a FaceTime, and the door opened, and those voices sounded off, and I'm like, what the hell? Because you know how that goes.
Yeah.
But
we all have a safety blanket in those situations. The person that bought the people there is the safety blanket, because everybody that's met him knows how he operates.
Right. But it does not help your FaceTime conversation that's supposed to be the quick 7-minute, hey, I'm alive, we're having fun, blah, blah, blah. How you doing? All right, we're about to start back playing flip cup and beer pong. Bye, I gotta go.
Yeah.
Like that makes that a 30-minute conversation now. And it's like, what do you want me to do? Hey guys, hey single guys, you can't bring any chicks back to the Airbnb because you know some of us are in relationships. And they can go say, fuck.
We've got good team chemistry, pause. But there's good chemistry amongst us, because we all know each other pretty well. And most of us know each other's, like, we know the players in the game.
We can blame everything on Jew.
He's a very easy whipping boy in the situation. Yes.
And now that you're single, niggas, well, we're giving up the game here. But niggas can blame shit on you.
And I'm okay with it because everybody already thinks I'm a loose cannon for whatever reason.
And now niggas can blame shit on me.
Yeah. You know, he likes to have such a good time all the time. Like, that's the name of his game.
But you know, the crazy thing, the guys who are actually holding strong in the relationships are the guys who
they don't have to use the lies.
Yeah, they don't need the lies.
Do it. Yeah. We're not even needed for that. Now, if they ever, and in this late in the game, it's a little different before the marriage itself. But like this late in the game, I don't think we would have to use it. But it doesn't mean that they can't go out and still flirt.
Well, or just be out till
they're not fucking up.
Or just be out to 4 a.m. You know what I'm saying? And you should not be out till 4 a.m. if you're married. But
or
like,
go to the titty club. I mean, if we want to go to a titty bar.
I mean, but just think about us. We go out, like a lot of times we'll be out late, but we can literally go from your house to the bars to Briggs's house, and we've only talked to the group of us that was in the Uber.
Yes.
So it's like, yeah, you're out till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, but it was very tame. Like the only woman I talked to was the chick who gave me a beer.
Yeah. The Uber driver. I mean,
yeah. But you know, telling your wife, yeah, I got home at 4:00 from hanging out with the fellas, she's probably not happy. But that's where they could use us for blame because that aligns with our character.
Well, let's say I've got an Arium out with us or something, right? And we're going to watch a basketball game. And then a Gamble shows up. Gambles can tell the truth and say, yeah, we went, did this in the Uber. I was talking with our Uber driver because he was in the Army. And we had this whole conversation about how I got out, the benefits. He's like, yeah, nigga. Like, that's because that really is what happened.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
what happened? And then we go to not Johnny's Hideaway. We went to
that's where we should have went.
We should have went to Johnny's Hideaway. But I knew I wanted cheaper drinks. That was like the biggest thing for me.
Well, that wasn't a good day for Johnny's Hideaway. Not that crowd.
We went to Moe's and Joe's, but it was still white. Like where we went, Moe's and Joe's is white as hell. $5 pitchers though.
Yeah, cheap pitchers.
I wanted the cheap drinks. I said, "Hey guys, let's go here." I said, "It's gonna be a lot of people here. We can get drinks."
Then we went to the other spot. And it was. I don't think Virginia Highlands is our nighttime bag.
Cheap drinks.
Yeah, I'd rather watch SEC football there.
I'm with you. Yeah, it's perfect for that.
Like, I don't think I saw anything that like I communicate with in there. Either bar.
Sure.
I like the cheap drinks. You know, I wish more of our black establishments would adopt the cheap drinks culture instead.
No. Dude, that is the last thing that they're gonna do. Look, that's how they make their money. Yeah, they'll make their money on the cover to get in. They make their money off the liquor. That's why if you go to Rocksteady, they've got a bottle of tequila that used to be $27 in store. Now it's like $40. But they'll give you 2 shots, not doubles, 2 shots for $30 a piece. And that's $60 plus the 20% gratuity, which is $12. And you're paying $72 for 2 shots, and you don't even get a buzz off of it. You know, you're not even really getting a buzz. It makes you wonder, man, why the fuck did I come out tonight? Like, that's actually what you think to yourself. I'm letting somebody fucking basically ear tickle me with liquor.
Yeah, no, like,
and nothing's gonna come from it.
You're voluntarily ankle grabbing.
Yeah. And they're smiling and they're telling you,
and you're not
it's nothing you can do about it, nigga.
You're not an ankle grabber,
right?
But you're just saying, you know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. I mean, because I remember when I went to Rocksteady. I think I told you, like, I woke up that morning. I was like, nigga, I just paid a significant bill on a Tuesday night.
Yeah, because what you spent, you said it was like $300 easy.
Yeah, because I did dinner.
Dinner, but then the Ubers too.
Ubers, dinner, pregame bottle.
Uber, dinner, upstairs.
Dinner and drinks, upstairs cover.
Uber back.
Drinks upstairs, Uber back.
Yeah. And that all happened in a matter of 3 hours.
Yeah. I mean,
it's disgusting.
There's a reason why I go to the places that I go to. Like, you know, I'll randomly text you and be like, yo, nigga, why is there traffic on North Side? And it's like, nigga, why are you on North Side?
Right.
Oh, I know you're going. You know what I'm saying? But like, I'll just go in there and just chill because I want to be out of the house and be somewhere. But I know how much I'm going to spend when I go there. I know my dollar is valued there. I know they're not trying to just squeeze me dry and not want me to come back, you know.
Oh no, they do want to. They want to squeeze enough to the point at where there's still a little bit of pulp, right? Like, hey, you don't have to discard this just yet. But Atlanta, you put it up. You put it up. Then you put it up. The guy that did the thing, because he said, look, man, he said the everyday working man wants to relax and wind down too. And it's like, if y'all want nothing but millionaires to come out what type of fucking business model is that in reality? And scammer culture has helped contribute to this too, by the way, because they're not spending their money. That's why they call it free bands. Like, it's not their money.
Motherfucking free bands.
Yeah, Brad, that it's the truth. You'll go out and you'll ask yourself, why the fuck did I come out tonight? Because it's a psychological thing. Of course, you want to go out. Like, everybody wants to go out. I don't know anyone that, unless you're just a homebody, most people want to be able to go out and hang out. But like, if you're going out and the moment you start spending money, it's not. It's more than just the fact that the bill itself is snowballing. And the problem too, this gets back to the Nepo conversation we were having earlier. It's the judgment factor. It's like, people care too much about what other people think about them, and then it's just like, what are you, broke nigga? And it's just like, no, I'm somebody that understands that this isn't right. What's going on? It's not that I don't have the money to literally pay for it. It's just more of a, why would anyone do this?
Like, I've gone to other places who provide a quality atmosphere. Their business has been open for years, so it works. And they don't charge these prices. They don't even charge me to get in. They let me in for free.
That $40 bottle that you're selling, that you got up there, and you're charging me $30 a shot, it paid for itself already. You've already paid for it. You put $12 in the bartender's fucking pocket already. And now, remember, this is an open and shut tab. I ordered 2 shots.
Yeah.
And then I just gave you, if it's a $40 bottle and you're charging me $60, now you've already paid for a half of the next one that you order, and you're already getting a discount because you're buying in bulk. You're wholesaling it. Anyway, you're buying it as a wholesale. And now, I get it. You got these nice ass lights in here that nobody fucking asked you to buy. You bought a little bit more. You didn't spare any expense on the furniture, and you want to pay for that. But like, nigga, that ain't my problem. And you already got $10 for me to get in the bitch. Like, what is this?
Hey, and I still got to give your bartender an extra tip because I need heavier pours and lighter tabs. And I gotta take that chance here, possibly, if I like the selection that's in this venue. If I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna come here because I like what's going on here. Well, now I got to work one of your bartenders, and that's.
Yeah, because I want to be a familiar face, and I want to know that I can come in and basically make a down payment on my future plans coming here, where I'm not getting charged this outrageous price. Exactly. Because they know I'm gonna give it to them instead of to y'all. Like, yeah.
Hey, you know how I've learned how to break that ice very quickly with the bartenders?
What do?
You just be like, you just say words to the effect of, you know, you take care of me, I take care of you. Are you looking out for the? I was like, you say, look here, I got a budget. Who you want to get the money? You want it? Or you want to give it to the company?
A funny thing, because you said that. So with the new company, Transparent Quality Staffing, what I told Justice was that I was like, nigga, I was like, really, the motto is this. I said, as your slogan, I'm like, you take care of us, so we take care of you. Like, because isn't that what everybody really wants to hear? Yeah. Because you're taking care of us, we gonna sure as hell take care of you.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, that's how I treat the bartenders, bro. It's like, hey, look at baby, you take care of me, I'm gonna take care of you. And I was having a conversation last night about, you know, my rule against sleeping with bartenders. You know, like I totally stand against sleeping with bartenders. Never slept with a bartender in my life.
Why are you so against it, though?
There's more women who can open up their legs and have sex with you than there are women who are willing to give you heavy pours and light prices.
So you take it as more of a don't shit where you or piss and shit where you sleep type thing.
Exactly. Because I could mess up my heavy, poor, light price relationship by having meaningless sex with you. And I mean meaningless as in we're not in a relationship. We're not building towards anything. Like we just fucking.
But
There's
but
women
but
here who just
but most times when you go out and you do pick up women, again, if they're not recommendations from friends or obviously there's always that off chance of when you just go out, you meet somebody and you bang them. But like,
I don't do that. I don't do that anymore, man. Like my brain doesn't even go there. Like if we're being honest.
well, that's not the number one priority of going out. But I'm saying, there's always the off chance that it happens. Something piques your eye or something piques somebody else's eye, and then from there it kind of whoop-de-whoops itself. But
I could go for the thrill of a one-nighter.
it's fun.
Like
No doubt about that.
Like the one where you really just didn't expect anything, and then you find yourself in a conversation. It's like, oh, I'm about to have sex. Unexpected sex. New sex. Not gonna see you again sex.
Yeah.
This is real, this is enhanced jerking off. This is enhanced masturbation.
Yeah. And that's why once you got your consistent group, you kind of stick with that. I mean, I know that's how I kind of always been. Like, I'm always okay with the new sexual partner, of course, but like when it comes to this consistent stuff, you already know each other. It's so much easier. You're not having to do as much. Just go out a couple of different times at least. Don't, and in some cases you might not even have to go out, but like, it's way easier. I mean, I prefer it that way. It just, I don't know, it makes it easier.
It's a game that I don't play. I'm out here.
Well, you haven't been free to do it in a while.
Yeah, and bro, and that's like
I've kind of been on and off of it for like the last almost decade. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but see, you've had like off periods. Like I had 5 years of just like locked in. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna send you a clip from The Naked Gun because that's what it sounds like you're about to say.
See, the problem was there was no talent management going on. It's kind of like when LeBron comes to your team, he just takes over, and then when he leaves, scorched earth. No draft picks, no great talent that's up and coming that we can develop into anything. We fired our developmental coaches because they're not developing shit because the vets ain't trying to hear all that. You just scorched earth here, man. So it's like,
I'm gonna send you this real quick because I honestly, have you watched the Naked Gun movies?
No,
guys,
never heard of them.
Some of the funniest fucking movies ever. I highly recommend watching. They're coming out with a new Naked Gun with Liam Neeson, but
Okay.
Leslie Nelson was the original Frank Drebin. These are some of the funniest fucking movies. I like, hand on the Bible, funniest movies. These are like some of the funniest movies I've ever seen. But I want you to skip to this where I'm about to send it to you. I want you to skip to 50 seconds on this clip and just play it out from there. And it's literally about to be you, is what I'm saying. I'm about to text it to you.
Okay.
But please skip it.
I'm gonna play it.
Yeah. It is. Yeah, skip it to the 50-second mark. I mean, you can play the whole thing, but skip to the 50-second part because that gets to the point. That's the meat of this.
Julian Turner also responded to my Drake future question in the group.
Well, we know what his answer is. He's biased. I'm not biased. I love Future's music too. So
I don't think he's biased.
I think he is. What did he say?
He said no, Drake doesn't have an album better than DS2.
Okay. All right. So bias. Got you.
Honest. Okay, here we go.
Pull up a memory or two. You left before I could talk to you. Ed, is it just my imagination, or is the whole world crazy?
No, it's just a small percentage of the population, Frank.
I hope you're right.
It's just that
I don't know if I fit anymore.
You're still thinking about Jane, aren't you?
She's part of my life, Ed. Always will be. Think about her constantly. But it's done. The minute I heard her say, get out of my life forever, I knew it was over. You know, sometimes I think about you and Edna. That's when I envy you, Ed, because you have someone. Got the same person every day for over 30 years. Wake up with her, eat with her, sleep with her, make love to the same woman. You spend every possible waking moment together. Well, I'm out running around with some 20-year-olds who just want to have a good time and cheap sex. Girls who can't say no. Girls who can't get enough. More. It's your turn now to wear the handcuffs. I just want to love.
Fun love.
No, the Naked Gun movies, they're great. Just FYI. And that's why I guess they're coming out with the new one. It's been a long time since, this was the movie O.J. Simpson was in. He's one of the 3 police officers, but which he was great. He was great in these movies too. But yeah, no, it's just when you're talking. That's what I'm like. The last 5 years. That's what I started thinking about. He's like 30 years. He's like, that's why he's like, I admire you. And he's like, you wake up with her, you sleep with her, you eat with her. He said, then I'm out with some 20-year-old that just wants to have sex, like cheap sex, more. They can't get enough of it. It's like, it's your turn to wear the handcuffs. Like,
Bro, you really don't understand, right? Because, well, maybe you do, maybe you don't. But when you pop out in a relationship, you get contacted by people, or they express their disapproval or their feelings, and it's no shot at the human being. So, like, if somebody sends this, don't think it's somebody who personally has an issue with fucking Cindy. Like, it's not that, right? It's just like,
right.
hold on, you got a girl? Yeah. Then you got so, like, some people are hurt by that and bothered by that, and they want nothing else to do with you. They feel betrayed. Then you get married, and it's like, you got a wife? There's some people who get hurt and feel betrayed that you actually like married her. And then, if we're being honest, a lot of what my Rolodex once was African American women. Well, Cindy's not African American.
Oh yeah, the Black community, they're like,
There
oh
were
man, he turned his back,
yeah.
Yeah.
And then because she's a lighter Salvadorian too, so, like, and her name is like, she white?
You're right. She's damn near white to them.
Right. And then so there's some hate over there. And
It's not
then
an Afro Latina.
No. Just Latina. She ain't Dominican. But then you just go of the 5 years of, not really consistent communication. You're not seeing these people. You're not, the relationships totally change. And, like, rebuilding some bridges aren't always as easy, and then some bridges you got to build ground up, and you don't even know where you're crossing the water at yet.
Yeah.
And these niggas want me to spend $300 on one night to see if this bridge is worth building.
Worth building.
And we done built it. We done built. I don't know, but Parlay Pete, and it's funny because it's actually, like, somewhat relevant. You build the bridge, and you get almost to the other side, and you're getting ready to step off.
Yeah.
And that darn plank just falls. And now you in the water.
Swimming.
You gotta swim to shore. And not swimming in a good way. No, not the good swimming. No. We gotta fight for our life, get back to shore, and then figure out how we're gonna get back across again.
Yeah, and that's the game, right? That's what they want you to play in Atlanta. It's like, well, yeah, you care about her, don't you? It's like, well, you want to take her to a nice spot, some music, because if you go to Chili's, right, and you do the 3 for $10, that's an issue. Now you're actually showing your ass. You're telling her it's not because you like Chili's, it's because you don't think that much of her. So you gotta show her that you think much of her, and we're the perfect, pipers to do it. We will look. It'll be easy. You bend over, you grab your ankles. We won't leave a mess. We won't leave a mess. Everything will be consensual because you came here for a reason, and that's what you wanted.
You wanted her to grab her ankles, so you got to grab yours first.
Yeah, exactly. What did Snoop Dogg say? It's a crazy, messed up world. It's a dog-eat-dog world. I mean, that's just where we're at in society, and Atlanta is the most popular place to do it because it's Atlanta. Now Atlanta's got the reputation of this is where the black elite hang out.
A lot of ankle grabbing in Atlanta.
They live here too. Like, think about it, Shaq. Like, the people that they live in Atlanta. Like, it's just people that fucking live here now. They just live here. Kirk Cousins,
Ross,
them niggas, they've been here. They've been living here. He was playing everywhere else before he started playing here. He had been living here.
Kirk Frost,
Tyler Perry. I mean, I know he's like from here, but like, I'm just saying, they live in here, and I know we'll get to him a little later too. But
speaking of ankle grabbing,
yeah, well, exactly. But we went off rails a little bit here. I know that we're freestyling the show, but LeBron, he's a liar. Long end of the story. He's a fucking liar. Like you said, he made up this whole thing with they're like, Daddy, we just want you to be happy, and he said he's currently happy doing this. Nigga, just tell everybody, hurry up and get the Nike commercial out and let them know that number 23, the final 23 is this season. And
I don't think this is his last season.
Well, if he plays this year, next year won't be his last. Or it could be. He could be just trying to play with Bryce.
Yeah, and this, I'm telling you, this Luka thing and opening up their title chances.
But and now the sale of the team, which is, don't you think that the timing of all this is interesting, especially because it's the Lakers? I mean, it doesn't get any the more.
It was out of nowhere. Like, there was no stories about this. If we were truly a sports podcast, which we aren't, we're a sports and culture podcast.
Yeah,
we would have opened with the Lakers selling. Like, I imagine Bill Simmons is doing an emergency pod tonight.
Yeah, it's big news. For one, teams don't go up for sale typically, but teams that are arguably some of the most valued teams in sports, period. The Lakers, and the Celtics are selling too, right? Like, he just
sold? They already sold. They sold for $6 million.
Does it surprise you that the Lakers sold for 10? It doesn't for me. It's the Lakers. Like, the Lakers are the most glamorous. Even the Knicks, I don't think they're not the Lakers. Like, the Lakers are the most famous basketball team.
I think.
No, they are. They have everything. They have the titles. They have the star power. It's LA. Like,
I know
that is the most popular, even over the Knicks. As popular as the Knicks are, and being in New York at Madison Square Garden, they're not. Around the world, the Lakers are the most popular team in basketball.
But you got to understand though that New York has a more transient, like more people. More people have left New York than have left LA. And that's me pulling numbers out of my ass, but because New York is just one of the first states here, we're talking about an East Coast state. Like, people started on the East Coast and the growth of this country.
They're not winners.
Like,
it's one thing. Like,
I think the Lakers are the best example, like probably the best American sports franchise as far as market.
Everything.
Like winning,
star
popularity, star power, like great players, great coaches, like all of that stuff. Like, I think the Lakers are that.
Them and the Yankees.
I'm just not comfortable saying that they're more popular. They may not be more popular than the Knicks just by number of people who like the Knicks.
I don't know. I mean, all right. So, to me, it's weird. The Cowboys, right? Let's look at them, because when we're talking about the most popular franchises in sports, period, not just North American sports, but around the world. Football, obviously, is biggest here. It's king here. And the Cowboys are the most popular from a fan base. Now, they still have a winning lineage, too. Like, yeah, they haven't done it in a long time, but
right,
they're winners. The Knicks aren't winners. Like, the Knicks aren't fucking winners.
I got the list from ChatGPT. I have not looked at it yet. Number 1, Real Madrid. Number 2, Dallas Cowboys. Number 3, FC Barcelona. Number 4, the Yankees. 5, Man U. 6, Golden State Warriors.
Bullshit.
7, I'm with you. 7, the Lakers. 8, the Pats. 9, PSG. 10, Boston Red Sox. So the Lakers are more popular. I'm not shocked. It wasn't a hill that I was just going to die on, like I would die on. I just wasn't comfortable just,
They've got bigger stars. Who's the best player in Knicks?
Yeah, I know.
Like,
no. The Lakers, like you're making it like nothing that in your argument it addresses or changes me being open to the Knicks being like bigger. Like I would just have to see numbers because like the Knicks are the cornerstone, New York. You know what I mean?
MSG.
Like MSG, like there's just like New York shit. And don't get me wrong, LA is one of those cities as well. But the Knicks are just, I don't know. East Coast is older than the West Coast in America. So that's why I say there is a chance that the Knicks could be there, although they should not rival each other in popularity because the Knicks have been a shit show.
I think even if the Knicks had been good these years and just didn't win titles, they don't even have the popularity of the players. Like, and it's not a Kobe.
No. But hold
Kobe,
on.
Shaq, Luka, LeBron,
the Knicks,
Magic,
but
Kareem, Elgin, Jerry, Will.
But part of the reason why the Knicks did not get those players was because of how they were ran. Like niggas weren't going to the Knicks. So like you can't say if the winning was there, because if the winning was there, the players would likely look different that went there because players who wanted to win would actually go there. And again, you got to remember, sports media is based out of New York. So if the Knicks were winning, they'd be talked about a lot more because
we're seeing it kind of now because they kind of are winning.
Well,
now.
Right, because we can talk about the Knicks, we're going to talk about the Knicks a lot more. Just like when Aaron Rodgers was with the Jets, we can actually talk about the Jets now, even if they're not good, because Aaron Rodgers is here.
The best players in the NBA never go to the Knicks ever. They never do. Like they always go to LA. Like LeBron, we knew LeBron. LeBron went to the Lakers because of the opportunities, but
again, the best players don't go to the Knicks because their ownership sucks. Like
you can get over that.
No, you can't.
If the checks are being cut, it doesn't matter. You're not winning anyways. You know that when you go there, you're not going to be a winner. Like you know that because that's their history. When you go to LA, you know you're going to be a winner.
But that's why. Bro, why are we having this argument? Like you are arguing.
We're not having an argument.
Like you are arguing with me with something.
Chose the Dodgers because he knew when he was going to LA, he was going to be a fucking winner.
But you're making an argument for LA that I just think is irrelevant to our conversation right now. I just don't know why we're talking about it. It's like you're trying to explain to me why LA's better, and I'm like, yeah.
Okay.
It's just a younger city.
Oh man.
No, I'm just saying there's
historically, yes, of course. I mean, New York's the largest city in the United States. It's the media capital of the world.
Yes, and I think that just has a different weight versus the actual reason to be a fan.
But but now you're feeding into the propaganda of why you would think the Knicks would be worth more. Because the media is right.
Whoa. I didn't say worth more. I didn't say worth more.
Well, wait, then what are we talking about? I thought that was the conversation of which franchise is worth more.
No, we just said something about popularity. I'm not saying worth.
Yeah, but that's a part of it. Like the popularity is what makes you cost more.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. The Knicks might sell for more than the Lakers. Now that I think about it.
So what did the Clippers? Ballmer bought it for $2
Who cares?
million.
Who cares? Who
But that
cares?
makes it no. I'm just bringing it
they're
up
not,
to
they're
make
not
it relevant
glamorous.
to the.
But they're not glamorous. Look, Boston.
Yeah,
at
but
6
they're
billion.
little brother. They're not They're not even really little brother. Let's just keep it real.
Boston at 6 billion is the bar of like, because being the owner of the Boston Celtics puts you above other owners too, even if they have more money than you. Like Steve Ballmer has more money than damn near every owner in pro sports, if not every owner in pro sports. But when you own the Celtics,
the Waltons too.
well, yeah. But when you own the Celtics versus owning the Clippers, I can talk to you different in the owners' meetings.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, Steve, nobody gives a fuck about your Clippers. We don't sell jerseys in Boston. You got Tatum in your fucking
and Boston's not a small market, but like Boston still is more comparable to the Packers Steelers type thing in a weird way from a tradition and legacy. But the Lakers have all of that. Like the Lakers are a legacy team. They're winners. They're stars. They're in LA. Like everything about the Lakers makes them, to me, the Cowboys are the only team that maybe would sell for more just because for whatever. And I've never even understood the Cowboy fandom. And my dad's a Cowboys fan, obviously. He was born in Dallas. Like, I've never understood why people really like the Cowboys.
Jerry Jones, the star.
I've been to Jerry World, obviously. Jerry World, very nice day. I like our stadium more. I know it's newer, but like, I don't.
They were America's team before Jerry World.
Yeah, but so are the Braves to a degree, right? Like the Braves are America's team for baseball, technically.
Well, yeah, because Ted Turner put us on his national network, so you had to watch the Braves.
Yeah, $1 billion Ted. I mean, he put WCW on it too. And
I missed the Braves being on TBS.
Me too. Wasn't it great to come home and watch the Braves? Like they're just on TV no matter what. It'd be 4:00. It'd be a 4:00 game, and you could turn it into the Superstation.
Yeah, bro. I can't even watch the Braves anymore.
Yeah. And they're still, think about it, the Braves are still very popular. Like the Braves are one of the 5 most popular baseball teams, in my opinion. I would think that they are. Go to ChatGPT. The only ones that would be more popular are the Red Sox, Yankees, Dodgers. That's it. I know the Reds because they're another one of those legacy type, but they're in Cincinnati. Like Atlanta, we had Hank Aaron. There's a lot of different stuff.
We're not top 5 according to ChatGPT.
That's bullshit. We're the team of the 90s.
We got the Yankees 1.
Okay, that makes sense. Dodgers 2.
Boston Red Sox 2.
Dodgers 3.
Dodgers 3.
Who's 4 and 5?
Cubs 4.
Okay, I'm cool with the Cubs. And then let me get the Whites. Oh, the Giants?
Giants 5.
Bullshit.
Braves 6.
We're more popular than the Giants.
Huh?
We're more popular than the Giants. They had Willie Mays. We had Hank Aaron.
They had Barry Bonds too, though, during the rule.
Yeah, damn. You're right.
Yeah.
But we have the real home run king.
Hold on. Hey, Timo, what's happening? We're both Falcons fans here. We're like real Falcons fans. Usually this podcast is about Falcons stuff, honestly. And
we haven't got to Falcons first yet, but we're both Falcons fans, and I'm curious as to who my man on the right is. Because would it be me or would it be you? Based on our screen, you're left, but I'm right.
Yeah, but based on my setup, I have like 3 Falcons things.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Well, who's the right?
Yeah,
but we're all Falcons fans.
Yeah.
All being us too.
And honestly, because this room is kind of still under construction, because I haven't like worked in it since last week, I don't mean to have this much Falcon shit up. Like it's not that coordinated, because that's a lot.
Yeah, I've got to get my shit together too. But obviously behind this, I've got my Falcons gear. I have a Falcons Super Bowl champions hat sitting behind here, and obviously we've never won a championship. I'm not going to grab my helmet, but along with the helmet and everybody's favorite Falcon of all time.
Oh, Mike Vick?
Yeah. The true best player ever in Falcons history, if you let some nigga tell it. This year,
you know what? Tune in.
we might as well. I tell you what, transition into Falcons first, real quick. Let's just do it.
We are all here to do what Falcons do.
We are going to be. I think we win 11 games. I do. I see 11-6. I think Michael Penix, dark horse MVP candidate, not winner, but candidate. He'll finish in the and I'm talking best case scenario. I could see him, and RG3 came out, he said it, but I think Michael Penix, dark horse MVP candidate, 4,000. I was going to say 4,500, but 4,000 yards passing, 30 touchdowns, 10 picks, right? And Bijan Robinson, front runner for Offensive Player of the Year. He's certainly going to be the first pick. I know a lot of people might take Saquon, but maybe the first pick in fantasy, like he was in our league last year. Shout outs to you. Drake London. Oh, this popped up. Wait, real quick. Pro Football Focus put this up. Drake London's receiving yards prop is at 1075.5 over under. Hammer. That over. Hammer it. Because as long as he doesn't get hurt, I think that it might be the easiest prop of the year. But that's how I see it. Oh, and we'll win the division and possibly could be basically what the Commanders were last year and make it to the NFC Championship and lose. That's like a really good case scenario. But I also really do feel like all of that's obtainable. All of it.
I agree. You think y'all gonna win that many games, but I do. I agree that we could achieve all of those goals. I don't know yet. We got to see how camp goes. I've got to hear some stuff about what this defense is going to do. I really need to see what the defense.
That's what we have to see. It's going to be the defense that will dictate the amount of wins.
Because what I think I sent that thing to you that okay, Timo, let's not hate too much. About our receiving core just actually like being one of the better receiving cores in the league.
It's a good receiving core.
Like our 1, 2, and 3, but then also our 2, 3, 4. Like it's a really good receiving core.
If Kyle Pitts can pop, we're really there.
Like but they get no love. You know, what's my man? Darnell Mooney got hurt towards the end of the year, so he didn't get to his 1,000 yards. But we should have had
1 yard short.
Yeah, like our team should be better than they were last year. Like
Zach Robinson gets to be year 2 as a play caller. He hadn't been one before, but he's from the McVay Shanahan tree. Like LaFleur, he's one of them.
Yeah.
And we saw it. Look, Kirk Cousins, we were 6-3 the first half of the year, and he clearly something was wrong, and he didn't want to say anything because he probably knew that, damn, he watches Michael Penix in practice too. In the limited action, we got to see Michael Penix. He has the arm. We know the arm is there. He made some great throws. That defense, though, like that Panthers game is a perfect example. You gave up 44 points. I mean, what the fuck? And I know that was the best that we've ever seen Bryce Young, but like you're giving up 44 points. If the defense can't hold teams to under 24, we're going to lose. We're going to be 9-8. Like, you know what I mean? We'll be 8-9, 9-8. Like that's what we're going to be if they can't stop.
That was one of the worst games I ever went to. Like it was really, you walk into the stadium and it's, why am I here?
Well, it was the end of the year. We knew it was a long shot that we'd make it, but the Saints were winning game. The Saints were beating the Bucs at halftime. Yeah. So it was a legit chance.
But even before halftime, I'm telling you, like walking into the arena, like getting down to the seats.
It's right after New Year's.
you're looking at these Panthers fans and this Panthers
It's a
fans,
quick drive. It's 3.5 hours.
bro, and they were so friendly because like it's hard to have aggressive fans when you're the Panthers. And similarly for the Falcons in recent history, like it's hard to be an aggressive a-hole. You know what I mean? So like it was just people in there being nice, enjoying each other's company. Way too much for me. I'm like, bro, get me out of here.
Yeah. Timo, who are you a fan of?
Oh, he's asking, are we from Atlanta?
Yeah, we're from here.
Are you seeing these comments?
Yeah, I can see it. I've got the YouTube
Okay.
posted up. Commanders. Okay. We got a bunch of buddies in our group that are Commanders fans. Few guys that live in DC or whatever. But I mean, I like Jaden Daniels. Actually, me and him made a trade. This is off topic, but we made a trade at the beginning of the year after that Bengals game on Monday night last year, where I told him, I said, I have to have Jaden Daniels. Like I told you, I specifically, that night was the night that I was like, oh no, he's for real. I have to have Jaden Daniels. We made the trade. You got Justin Jefferson. Like there are a lot of, I mean,
no. I mean that.
You gave me Mike Evans. Like there's like a lot of stuff.
No, it was a trade that gave me a chance to try to just save my terrible season this last year.
That was week 3.
I don't remember. I had a lot of bad luck last year. Losing games to like Matt Flowers. I don't even want to.
Bad as it gets.
Yeah, losing games to like gambles. I mean, I probably lost to Justice last year.
Well, you probably played gambles when he had Saquon, and Saquon might have had one of those days.
Yeah, bro. Like
now you have no excuse for losing to Matt Flowers.
If you looked at it, I did. Like I didn't make
your
a
team
lot.
wasn't that bad, but you know what?
I didn't make.
You had Darnold and McDan. You had Jaden Daniels.
I had another quarterback too, didn't I?
I know. That's what I was about to say. You were loaded at quarterback. That's why the trade made sense for you. Now you gave me the best of the quarterbacks.
Yeah, but Darnold was doing fine for most of the year that it was okay for me to rock out Darnold.
Well, and you get Jettas, so that's like double brownie points.
Yeah. So like
playing.
Hey, let's get out of this. Let's get out of this. Look here, man. We're an hour and a half in. We hadn't talked about the NBA Finals. I think this is disgusting. We're doing exactly what ESPN and Steve A. Smith does. We're not talking about.
We didn't talk about how this affected Dak Prescott's legacy or anything, or LeBron's or Luka's. Like
no, but we're not talking about the finals.
Well, we'll get to it. The finals have been great. Will we agree that this has been the best finals since maybe? You could argue the Suns Bucks, or for me, I'll take it to Toronto Golden State. Like this is the best final since then.
I'll probably say Suns Bucks because that was a competitive finals that we really didn't know what team was going to win, and it was we're excited for both sides to get their first ring, or maybe for me, not so excited.
Nobody was truly a fan of either team.
Yeah. So you're just
but Golden State and Toronto. It's like, oh, we're gonna vote. We just don't want Toronto. I mean, we don't want Golden State to win.
Yeah. So like there was a little bit more hate attached to that finals, but as far as just watching basketball, man, it's been a great finals. And let's take a little attention off of the finals real quick to talk about how bad the media coverage of the finals has been. No, I'm joking. OKC's up 3-2. Honestly, my initial what I said, OKC in 5. Then after game 1, I was like, it's OKC in 6. But I kind of just wanted Indy to win. So, I was just rooting for him. But Halliburton, calf strain, sit it down. It's over. OKC in 6.
I think they wanted to go 7. I could see ass whooping in game 7. Which typically doesn't happen. I can't recall. I mean, OKC beat the shit out of Denver in game 7, but like in the NBA Finals game 7, most championship series game 7s are never blowouts. But this is how I see it. Betting wise, the smart money's on the Thunder. Like you take them just money line because they are better than them. They're better than them, and especially with the the injury, that helps confirm it a little bit more. But I think that there's so much value on the Pacers to win the game because this is it. Like they're back, they are on the brink of elimination, and they've got the crowd to certainly keep them in it. Role players, TJ McConnell, because yes, all right, Tyrese Halliburton's hurt. Why are we acting like TJ McConnell hadn't been getting his? He gets to step into that starter role, and he can step up big. And I get it, he's not
I
SGA,
don't
and
think
neither is Tyrese Halliburton. But
I
like,
don't think he should start though.
I'm not saying he's going to start, but what if he plays more minutes? What if Tyrese Halliburton gives you 25 minutes, but TJ McConnell's on the floor for 30, and he goes for 16, 7, 4 steals, 3 rebounds type game, right? And if you can get Ben Mathurin to
let's get him some minutes.
Did you see?
Let's get him some minutes.
Did you see Ben Mathurin and Alex Caruso have the same exact stats in the series? Because they've been the X factors technically off the bench.
Yeah,
they literally have the same amount of points, same amount of rebounds, same amount of steals. I saw the graphic on Twitter, and it was from reputable.
Okay.
It was like StatMuse or something. But like their numbers, they've mirrored each other. They've mirrored each other. But whoever's bench has showed up has always been the team that's played better in the series.
Yeah, that's typically. I mean, that's how the finals usually work. The team usually it's the benches win the series, not the starters. Like even if you look up the LeBron KD Warriors series.
What and NBA, not NBA Live. What do they call it on ESPN? NBA Today, whatever the name of the show is. Today's Ray Day. So this was the day that Ray Allen made that big 3 in the Heat Spurs series. Mm-hmm. And obviously Ray Allen was a bench player at that point in his career. And benches showing up are always going to be huge in any series. There's always the unsung guys, right? Unless there is just
Listen to this. In the 2017 NBA Finals, when Golden State beat 2017, that's when that's the first year KD, right? Yeah. LeBron's plus minus in the finals, his plus minus in the finals was a -7, and they lost 4-1.
And he probably played 40 minutes a game. I mean,
but just saying, like,
maybe more than that. He might have been like 42. He's probably putting in 42 minutes.
But like the bench matters, that like really matters. You know what I'm saying? Because they got their ass kicked in the series, and your best player barely. Let me see. I wonder how many minutes per game he played. 40, 39, 46, 41.
So probably the 36 game is probably a blowout. They probably, but you know what? They were never beating them. Let's just keep it.
No. Yeah, no. I don't. But I wanted to you talking about the bench. I just think it's not discussed enough. It's not highlighted enough how the bench is really the difference in playoff series, but especially in the finals, because you take that Warriors team that was obviously better with the starters than the fucking Cavaliers, and you just go, oh shit, LeBron had a -7 plus minus. Like the bench was able to help Golden State sustain, whereas you couldn't put LeBron on the bench, or you lose.
Then you risk him getting injured and not being able to break a scoring title later in his career.
And that's why Hallie should maybe not go out here and play on this gimpy calf. Do you think he should play?
Yeah, because that's what, if you're the best player on the team or one of the best or the face of the franchise, that's what you do. Unless you're unless you literally can't play.
But what if it's kind of like KD's was?
then he's not good enough to play.
But what's sad about this, because like we obviously know there's an injury because HIPAA doesn't matter when there's gambling lines involved. But we won't know to what degree he's truly hurt, and I hate that it's gonna have to be a conversation on did he let his team down by not going out there, or should he have just set out because he couldn't be himself, or you know what I mean? Like there's not a right answer here, unless he could miraculously go out there and win and play well.
Well, he played so shitty in Game 5. He had 4 points. I think he was 0 for 6 from the field. Yeah, no made field goals. I don't want to say he was necessarily a defensive liability. I mean, Jalen Williams, the real conversation here.
Hold on, no. Hold on. Don't go there yet. Don't go there. We can go to OKC in a second. But 0 for 6. 0 for 6 is unacceptable. You can miss all your shots. Take more than 6. And I'm really tired of hearing this. People are saying Halliburton needs to be more. He needs to do more, be more aggressive offensively. But like, if you watch Halliburton all year, you just know that's not his game. He doesn't do that. Hey. Don't build in an excuse because you like the guy. Like, I'm sorry.
What
like,
the hell?
He may not, like, that is not his game. From watching him throughout the playoffs, because I don't watch Indiana basketball throughout the year. I don't really care to watch Halliburton very often. It's just not the type of basketball that I like. But sometimes, bro, you need to be more aggressive. Like, your team plays better when you have 30 and 15. You're actually getting downhill, going hard right. You know what I mean? Like, you scoring help. Like, you get more assists in your big scoring games. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand why he plays the right way. Well, Ant-Man got picked apart for not playing the right way, getting off the ball, passing when they were bringing the double teams and the traps and stuff. But now we're gonna knock Ant-Man for doing it, but say it's okay for Hallie because. Well, that's how Halliburton plays.
Well, because what the hell?
I mean, that's what I would have been playing in the OKC locker room if it were me. I'd have been in the locker room turning up to that bitch. Like, what the hell?
Nah, I think Indiana can win the game though, one way or another. Whether he's available, whether he's half available, or fully available. They can win the game. I mean, they've proven it, obviously. But I think the biggest thing, like you said earlier, I mean, it's the bench. How well is the bench going to play? Can TJ McConnell, Ben Mathurin, and Bryant, can they be better than normal? And typically at home, bench players shine more, typically. And so I think going into the series, that's why Hove put his $2 million or whatever. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
He already lost his bet. It's so crazy. He lost his bet as soon as Game 3 ended. I know that he's pissed. Well, he's not pissed. He got $2 million to burn. But like,
I mean, he could pay that money to Dame Dash to help him with his, his situation.
No, if you let him tell it, no, he can't. That's Kanye's job. Kanye can do that. But
I'll be right back. I need to run to the.
Go tinkle. But no, I mean, I think that Indiana is a team that is more than capable of winning Game 6. I don't think that they're capable of going back to OKC and winning the Game 7. And just from my perspective, and we could take it from the gambling aspect of everything. I pretty much every game except I was pretty big on Indiana in Game 4. Every game but Game 4, I pretty much predicted, like at least in terms of the pick that I made. I made money off of all of them. I liked Indiana in Game 1 to cover the 9.5. I loved OKC to bounce back. I took them like 5.5 first half.
Then game about these boring five.
No, I'm just talking about how, just from a betting angle, how if you want to attack it, it's like the value is on Indiana to bet Indiana. Now, again, I'm like Hove. I'm somebody that thought the Thunder were going to win in 5. And honestly, if they don't do that bullshit in game 1, the series is already over for what it's worth. But look,
you can't say that. You can't say that because game 2 looks different if OKC wins game 1.
Yeah, and if ifs were fists, we're all drunk. But
well, you brought in the first if.
Yeah, but I'm saying, I can't help but do that. Like I have to say it because it's kind of true. Let's just say that they don't lose game 2. Like they don't lose game 2 and everything. The idea was always that Indiana would win 1 at home and then that they would lose 1. And then, of course, game 5, the Thunder close out. Like that would just be like the thought. But that shot changed the series to where Indiana had this puncher's chance. And I know that they had said in the NBA Finals, when a team goes up 2-1 after 3, it's an 81% chance of winning the series. Can OKC win 3 in a row? That's the big question. And if Jalen Williams does what he did in game 5, they will win. They are going to win. As long as he's on. So Shai's going to be pretty consistent. He's going to kind of be what he is.
He's 33. He's 32 every night.
Yeah. But now that gets to what my question was going to be to you. If Jalen Williams gives you a 27-28 ball in game 6 and they win, is he finals MVP?
Shai is finals MVP, but J-Dub is the most valuable player to OKC in the finals. So
that's a big performance in game 5.
Yeah. So Shai will probably
the playoffs are for. Like that's how you make your legacy. I was not a Jalen Williams believer. Personally, I told you already. I said if they lose the series, trade for KD.
Well, we've been saying pretty much all year we didn't believe in OKC because we didn't believe in Jalen Williams when it. We were like, who's the number 2 scorer? And he's been that. But should he be the Finals MVP if they win and he has another big game like that? Yes, but he won't because Shai has the better numbers. But what I think gets missed in Shai having the better numbers, especially for Shai, because Shai is pretty much the same player every game. What actually decides winning and losing is what J-Dub is doing, not what Shai is doing.
Correct.
So but it's splitting hairs, honestly. But Shai's on pace to have one of the best NBA seasons, like a no shit, like top 5, top 10 season ever, and nobody cares. Like nobody outside of the basketball community really gives a fuck about Shai Gilgeous. Jeff Teague is more popular than SGA, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I'm being for real. Like
it's true.
Like nope. Like I don't even care about the finals, and it's good basketball, and I'm enjoying watching it. But I don't really care. Like I'm catching up on TV shows. I'm listening to different podcasts like that I wouldn't normally listen to during the finals. Like I'm not caught up on all the stuff that I listen to about NBA because I'm like, I can take today off.
Are you watching Love Island like everybody else and putting up statuses on your Instagram or Twitter and saying you want to fuck Huda up or whoever that is?
I have a penis.
Okay.
Isn't that a woman's show?
I see guys putting it up too. But yes. It's just like watching The Bachelorette or Bachelor or something, right? Like
I have a penis and I am not in a relationship.
There you go. It's a sex-driven show.
I'm a straight man and I am not in a relationship. Because I shouldn't just say that I have a penis.
Oh.
Because that's not fair. And I don't want to.
You leave out they/them, and that's unfair of you.
Well, I can't speak for them.
Well, you better be an advocate for them. Because if you don't talk, who will?
I support their rights to be themselves.
Okay.
And I also support. Let me shut up, because that could be taken the wrong way. But nah, I don't watch Love Island. You know, I typically only watch like girly shows because of a woman.
Okay. Sometimes I won't even do that because typically there's some good sports on, and
Not now.
Yeah. We're getting to the end of it, or you got to wait every 3 days to even take a peek. I mean, unless you're a big baseball person, but
I've been watching the W. Like we were over here watching the W last night.
there's the W too. We had a lot of games on yesterday, but
Yeah. We did have a little bit of little action in one of those games yesterday. You see any of that?
yeah, I did get to see the highlights. I mean, but the most popular girl in the W was why anyone cared, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was watching the game, because I'm a fan.
She can fucking ball. I mean, you know what I know is crazy? It was the clip I saw. She was like, what did she say? She was like,
I do the fuck
basically,
I
I can do what the fuck I want, is what she said.
push
That's
her,
what
yeah,
her
that's I do
mouth
the
said.
fuck I want, push her, yeah.
Hey, I love that shit though. I love that
I won't
shit.
do that,
Like,
man. I do the fuck I want, man. The fuck you talking
yeah.
to?
Hey, because she's like, bitch, this is my league. like, hey, thank me for that extra $50K you gonna get on your next contract, because you wouldn't just be getting it because of how you're playing. You're getting it because of me playing against you.
Hey, weren't you tired of every time we played the Dream having to go to Hartsfield? Don't you want to go to you know the airport I'm talking about?
Hey, didn't you like playing at State Farm Arena instead of College Park Arena?
Yeah, you need to
Hey,
relax.
didn't you
But
like
no,
it when people were actually showing up to the game?
bro,
Like you
Sophie
got to play in
Cunningham
front of people. Didn't
Sophie
it remind you
Cunningham
of playing at your? Hey, but didn't it remind you of playing in the state championship in high school when people were actually into it?
remind you of
Or college if your team was in the tournament?
Sophie Cunningham's jersey sold out today.
Now she's the one that slept with
Hey,
allegedly. Allegedly.
Sorry, I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. It looks like an issue with
Alexa.
the router and echo. Sorry,
Now,
I'm having
Alexa.
trouble connecting to.
She's the one. She is the player who is the youngest black belt in like Missouri history at the age of 6, who is an enforcer who came over from the Phoenix Mercury and has come to help defend Caitlin Clark, and she's done a great job of being the James Johnson to Caitlin Clark's Tyrese Halliburton.
Well, that's not fair. James Johnson doesn't play.
But he's an enforcer.
Sure, but
Sophie plays. You're right.
yeah, come on. Show a little bit more respect to Sophie. And Sophie's sexy. I mean, I'm not gay, so I can't tell somebody if James Johnson if he's attracted to them, but like but Sophie's hot. Like I'd hit on Sophie if I saw her out. Like I think she's that attractive.
Yeah.
She's nice. Yeah. And I can see why a Sun CEO might be interested. How about that?
Yeah. I thought she's
she can get it.
I mean, she's a nice looking lady.
How tall is she?
I'm about to look her up right now.
Let's see.
On
she's 6'1". All right, so I'm staring her in the eyes.
I'm looking up to her. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, look, man, we can have some mulattoes walking around here. They 6'6",
I don't think Dr. Umar would approve.
I don't care what Dr. Umar thinks.
Dr. Jumar. But that's we probably can't get that off because it would be taken the wrong way.
Oh, so Sophie even worked with the Sun. You know what? This is leaning more towards. I could send you the article I just pulled up when I typed her name.
You say she worked with the Celtics?
Suns.
Yeah, I know she worked with the Suns.
I didn't know that she was at one point doing sideline. That's like a side quest for her being sideline. And side chick. But
yeah, she was. Yeah, you were the side chick on the sidelines, obviously.
as her side quest.
Yeah.
Interesting. Because I see they show her, it's her like interviewing Kevin Durant. And it's like, okay. Well,
Easy money sniper.
I'm sure she's more than qualified to do that, right?
Yeah.
It's not. What do you call nepotism that it doesn't come from your parents? What would that be called? I guess
Pretty
ChatGPT.
privileged.
Sure. I want to see what ChatGPT says. Nepotism.
I mean, I'm just looking at her Instagram. It's
but
pretty, man.
It comes from someone who isn't your parents or guardians.
It appears that Sophie Cunningham has some pretty nice toes too.
Oh, well, there's some freaks out there that might buy them.
No.
They call it proxy nepotism, is actually.
She has basketball feet.
Or a few different variations: social nepotism, network nepotism, ally nepotism. So, guess you could use any of those, but
I'm about to send her to you without makeup.
okay. Is it as long as it's a new photo?
2024.
Okay. Yeah, I see it.
It's in your inbox.
Oh, IG. Let me see.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second.
Is Sophie Rain an adult film star?
Is she an adult film star?
Yeah, Sophie Rain. Is Sophie
Oh,
Rain?
yeah, she's the chick from OnlyFans or whatever.
Okay, because like when I was typing in Sophie Cunningham, like the Sophie Rain chick just like popped up.
She's the one that's hating on Bonnie Blue. You know, the chick that takes a lot of cock.
Okay.
She's like, yeah, we just do it on our own. Basically, we don't actually fuck anybody. And she's ruining the game. And it's just like, you can't be mad at her.
Yeah, no, and I just saw this Instagram and I saw she had 77.1 million followers, and I'm like, oh, she must be into porn.
Yeah, she looks like a down to earth with no makeup and stuff.
Yeah, like
she looks exactly like where she's from, like
Missouri
chick. Yeah.
You know, I really hate that all these chicks are getting BBLs and taking Ozempic and going to the same doctors to make their faces look the same. You know, I really miss diversity in women. You know, like I really miss the diversity and like the range in what was considered attractive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't want everybody to make me think of Kim Kardashian. You know, like Meg Thee Stallion and Lala look like Kim Kardashian, bro. They should not look.
So
like
does
that.
Who's the other chick that hung out with the Jenners? That's married. That's with Carl Anthony Towns. She's Jordan. Yeah, so she's another one.
Bro, like, can we just be honest about Jordan Woods?
She wasn't attractive beforehand.
Something's wrong with her.
Like,
she dates Kat.
What's wrong with dating?
The boys. Come on, bro.
What about it?
You know that you've judged women for dating certain dudes.
Are you trying to say she's?
Nah, I just think she's.
Well, you know, somebody
she's just a little thrown off.
Well, you know, somebody told me a study about how women prefer sensitive men, and I don't know, maybe that falls under it.
I think women. You know what? Why am I saying what I think?
It's not about alpha males.
Yeah, it's not, and it's not even about my thoughts, if we're being honest, because it's about what women want, and the girlies get what the girlies want. You know.
Yeah, it's a woman's world. We just live in it.
Yeah, I mean, they just give us consent, and that's just pretty much all it is.
Yeah, and if they take it away after it was already done, then you're fucked.
Hey, bro, isn't it crazy that that's what a lot of Black social media relationship talk is, though? Like something that's extremely transactional, and it kind of reminds me of some of this NIL stuff that's going on. in the transfer portal. And it was very nice to see the Lenore Sellers thing, how he turned down money. He turned down the 2-year, like $8 million because he wanted to stay in South Carolina. He liked what they had going there. And
Beamer ball.
yeah, and he's just like, hey, I would play football for free. And don't get me wrong, go get your value, but like money should not be the only thing that drives your decision making process. Like, and this is bigger than sports, relationships, anything, right? You look for the things that you like and the things that you don't like, and you create your trade-offs. But money should not. For us to have a high functioning society, I think money should not be the main driver of decision making. Especially if you're comfortable. Like, it's one thing if you're dirt poor, yeah, you make a money decision. But like, Short, if you live in a decent life and you meet a cool dude, but he can't buy you a Birkin, you can still give him some ass. Like, he still may be a cool guy.
Just give him a little bit of ass.
Well, because, bro, the hookers are like now being the relationship coaches. And those are two different relationships.
They're being relationship coaches to other women.
Right. And some of those women believe that to be the standard of how they should carry themselves. And also some men think that that's what you have to do. And it's like,
well,
no, bro,
that's because anywhere else they don't hear what they want to hear. And everybody wants to hear what they want to hear. Name a situation where somebody embraces the idea of hard conversation and not hearing what you typically will hear. You will always gravitate towards somebody that's gonna say something that is more to your liking.
You're right. I just remember building relationships off of like a bunch of different sliding doors, not just like a 0 or a 1,
I just think that in those situations, a Sophie Rain, this, that, third, everything is like the Wild Wild West. We're getting back to a point where there's so much pushback from the non-traditional because we're so used to traditional, and because so much change has gone on politically, culturally, however you want to slice it up. There's been so much change that's transformed, certainly at least in Western culture, to where, we're at this crossroad where people want to either 100% be sluts and then like be able to say, no, this is wrong. Kind of like ChatGPT, like AI.
Bro, they're either
you don't
sluts,
even know what's the real anymore because everybody's blurred this line of, no, this is okay. No, that's not okay.
And part of it is, I'm glad you bring it up, because with some of these changes in society where we used to be able to shame people for living outside of the societal norms. And we've blurred the line so much that we don't have agreement. So now we're just trying to overcorrect everything. Now where it's like, well, there's no line, and then we can't shame people anymore because it hurts their feelings and it causes trauma. Well, now we have to accept everything, and that becomes the problem. Like, hey, you used to, if one of your friends was hanging out with a girl who was friendly with a lot of guys, and you see him holding hands with her in public, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna make fun of him. Now, that same girl, if we go over to a spot and she's there, oh, who cares?
Right. What difference does it make?
Right. But like you used to could make fun of your friend if he was with a bop and he was treating her like a girlfriend until he says, hey, bro, I really love her. Oh, okay, I'll stop making jokes into your face about your girlfriend. Um,
you're poster couple for the school newspaper getting trained. Yeah, stuff like that.
right. But like that, yeah, but those everybody deserves to find somebody. But we used to could make fun of that shit. You know what I mean? Of like, bro, you bag something that don't look great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we can't body shame anymore. And I'm not saying that like because things did get OD, but like we also don't need to cut off making fun of people because that motivates some people. Like hell, the reason why I lost weight recently is because one of my friends said I was starting to look like him, and I said that's gross to me. I don't want to look like you. I'm looking at you, and if you're looking at me and think that I'm looking like I'm starting to look like you,
I'm
just
in
body
trouble.
type. I need to lose. I need to
Well, I
like,
just
bro.
don't want to look that way.
Yeah, no.
Nothing against you. I don't want to look that way.
Right, but he was making fun of me, calling me fat. So like, I don't know, man. I think as a society, and the reason why anxiety is up in the world, and wow, we're really all over the place today.
That's okay.
It's
It's summertime. Remember that too.
True. But it's because we're just like overthinking so many like natural reactions because we're worried about what happens. I was listening to Cowherd earlier today, and he was talking about the Caitlin Clark situation yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, see, here's where the media typically overreacts. The media is going to have a bunch of stuff to say about this and who was right, who was wrong, and this and that. But look at the fans. The fans are enjoying the game. They got their phones out. They're recording this. Like, this is a chippy league. It's not a vertical league. Like, players don't jump over each other. It's a lot of left to right. So that means people run into each other. It's physical. Nobody's bothered by what's happening on the court except the media. And I think that
because they're finally having to pay attention, and they're like, God,
well,
nothing like the NBA.
Right, like, oh my God. But even still, with like, even with an NBA fight, bro, we've played basketball to some degree damn near our entire lives. Often, an almost fight breaks out in a basketball game. It is very normal for niggas to get into it and be ready to fight while playing basketball. Pretty much
that could be
basketball life.
That could be with the officially regulated game, pickup game, whatever.
Nigga, 21 in the backyard with your brothers.
Friends and friends.
Yes, I fought friends over basketball games.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden now, because the NBA has to, appeal to fans and more importantly, investors, we now look at an NBA player crazy for wanting to fight in a basketball game when any of us who's played basketball has definitely wanted to fight a nigga in a basketball game.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he can't keep his cool. Well, yeah, he's upset, and he's a wild card. I'm a tame person, and I've been that upset before.
Yeah.
This nigga grew up like in like the projects, and it was hoop or sell dope.
Hey, right. This is life or death for him, for real. Yeah.
He can't help but be unhinged. He's a crash out. Would you consider Stephen A media crash out?
Steve's an interesting guy from the perspective of what do we know about him, right? He's the black guy that didn't play. That's the face of it for the biggest sports network. Is it crashing out or is it him acting? I mean, he's got acting credits now to his name. He's thrown around like he's a politician. There's never been anything Stephen A. said that would make me think, man, he could run this country. But for whatever reason, the propaganda machine has thrown his name into this stuff. And now he's getting on political forums, talking sports, and then issues that aren't exactly sports. So is he a crash out or is he an actor? I think I would lean more actor than literal crash out. I think he's doing it on purpose. Anything that he does is it's calculated. Like it's You know what I mean? And good for him. Like,
But you know,
it's made him
you know
plenty
that's
of
why
money.
he and LeBron. That's why him and LeBron don't get along because everything they do is calculated, and when them calculations don't equal each other, you know, LeBron big bake takes little bake.
Yeah.
And you know, Steve, and this is just consistent with media, especially in sports media. These motherfuckers hate that players can talk and like tell the story directly.
And that's LeBron's biggest impact on the league. People think it's like his actual game and like scoring. He's made this a players' league. Like, that's his biggest impact. Jordan didn't do that. Kobe didn't do it.
And not even just a players' league, a play. Like, it's even with the media, right? Because you used to have the button-up players, right? Who would be your TV guys. You wouldn't get too much. Even Charles Barkley, not necessarily taken as seriously back in the day. He's entertaining, but whatever. Yeah, you're funny.
And Charles was never
now. I mean,
even though he was the MVP of the league, Charles was never the face of the NBA either.
No, I mean that doesn't matter for like I'm saying.
No,
like,
I'm saying it matters
because
because of the influence. Influence-wise, if Charles said something and Jordan said something else, everybody was following Jordan.
Yeah,
with
which
LeBron,
is problematic
he's
for
the unquestioned leader of the NBA. Nobody, they follow his lead. If LeBron said, "Hey, we're gonna have a lockout,"
hold on, real quick. Take the money. Don't make money the end all be all of it, right? Post career, who has been more successful at what they did post career, Chuck or MJ? And I say don't let money drive everything because MJ shoes and stuff.
His popularity, Chuck's been more popular. But that's because he's on TV. But obviously, if we're talking dollars and cents, it's still Jordan.
Well, yeah, if it's only dollars and cents, it's Jordan.
But Jordan
Chuck's
doesn't
on TV,
have as much.
So
it's crazy because Jordan was an owner at a point, right? But like, he's so hands off. Jordan's hands off. He's like hands off though.
But I'm saying I don't know how hands off he was.
But I'm
he
saying
may not have been.
No, but even with the Bobcats Hornets, that first time because he played the Bobcats in the playoffs that first year. That was their first round. They swept them, and Jordan was there sitting on the sideline. Michael Jordan doesn't make public appearances, which is why him getting an NBC.
But hold on, you can't, because he wasn't visible. You can't say that he was hands off. Because Michael Jordan
he was hands off publicly.
Yeah, he just wasn't visible. Because you got to understand, Michael Jordan is one of the most famous people in the world, and like his appearance fucks shit up. So him knowing that, he knows he has to move differently. But I'm just saying, MJ as an owner, MJ just post career, who would you consider more of a success?
Again, dollars and cents, it's hands down Jordan. But I mean, he's got the tequila. There's so much stuff with him off the court. I mean, it's all off the court. But because he doesn't deal with the game, Chuck's popularity rose more as opposed to Jordan's. Jordan's remained stagnant because he was Michael Jordan already.
I just think that Charles Barkley has been better post career than Michael Jordan, and a lot of it is because where MJ's career ended at was so high that it's hard to do better. But like, I mean, God, MJ sucked as an owner.
Sucked as a player. He picked Kwame Brown, like even with the Wizards. I mean, before he came out of retirement, like remember he was like the president of basketball operations. So like he was the one making the picks. Like he traded for Jerry Stackhouse. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he did that. Like those were his moves.
Did you
see?
He
traded Rip Hamilton. Well, maybe he didn't trade him away.
Yeah, no, he traded Rip for Stackhouse. It was Rip for Stackhouse.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, that was the trade. He traded, which. That
wasn't a terrible draft. That wasn't a terrible move.
It worked out better for the Pistons.
Well, yeah, but you also had to get Rip. You had to get Rip out of there because he's playing behind Michael Jordan, and he doesn't have any. He didn't have any cachet in the league. Where Stackhouse, North Carolina guy, a nigga who apparently has legendary hands in NBA circles.
Michael Jordan, another one of the disciples of guys that play like Jordan type thing too.
Yeah, but they have a relationship, but also he had enough like clout in the league to where he can look off MJ and get a fuck you off on the court. Like,
Stackhouse was an all-star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
yeah, he probably made the all-star team like 3 times. Like,
well,
I'm saying he was an all-star with the Pistons.
Yeah, I'm just trying to actually look up to see if he was ever all NBA.
Probably not, but he was an all-star, I remember.
2-time all-star. 2000, 2001.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. With the Pistons, he made I knew he was an all-star. Like, but
yeah. Let's see.
He's a top 3 pick in the mid-90s. I
mean, yeah, Stackhouse was fine. Like,
I don't even remember Stack playing for the Hawks. That's so weird. I see that he played. I don't remember it, and I had tickets during this time.
Hold on. This nigga Stackhouse averaged 30 in 2001.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. I knew him to be a good player. Like, I didn't know he averaged 30, but I got Jerry the day that the Wizards. So we went to Wizards Hawks Odyssey. So I got to see Michael Jordan in person. Michael Jordan. This is all right. I had a composition, the black and white composition notebook. I got Jerry Stackhouse's autograph before the game, and Michael Jordan. He wasn't really talking to nobody, but Michael Jordan. I did dap Michael Jordan. On the in and out, he dapped me and Justice up, but just like the coming through, smacking the hand.
What was it like to touch MJ's hand?
I didn't freak out like a little girl. I was never that way about him. I mean, Kobe was still my favorite player. Kobe and Shaq. Shaq, one time, I'm talking during the dynasty. Shaq came through flexing his muscles for the crowd because it's hectic over there for those games. There's a lot of people. But we're the kids. Like, we're 10. I'm like 10 years old. And Kobe, Shaq, fucking Justice and I think I've told you this story. Justice and Jordan, actually, Colin's older brother, they came with us to a game once when the year the Heat won the NBA Finals with D Wade and Shaq. They jumped over the thing and went back there. They met them. Justice got Dwayne Wade. Justice had a D Wade jersey. He got Dwayne Wade's autograph. They met Shaq and D Wade. They went into the locker room. Yeah, I mean, it's literally some shit you would see on a documentary. It's like these random kids, but they're like, "Nah, it's cool." Like, security's like, "You want us to get them out of here?" They did it. Me and Colin sat there because we were afraid to get in trouble.
Yeah, but looking at it now, you wouldn't get in real trouble. You would just get told.
They would tell you to go back up. Yeah, they're not going to arrest you or your parents for doing something that if an adult did it, they definitely are getting arrested. But but they met them, and that stuff was always the way they handled. And I guess maybe give the NBA credit during David Stern's time. It was the true definition of I love this game. Those commercials that they used to do and how fans, but as a kid, you got to see the love of the NBA players. It was always like I never had Justice got a LeBron wristband from one of the playoff games when they swept us, like early in his career. Like LeBron gave him a wristband.
Jeff Teague says it all the time. He never beat LeBron in a playoff game in his career.
Yeah, they whooped our ass every time.
But no, that's great. What else do you want to talk about? Because we're 2 hours in. We're 2.5 hours.
Well, let's definitely get to culture then. We know
this
Tyler
whole
Perry
podcast has been fucking culture.
Yeah, it kind of really has. But we didn't get deep dive at least. Well, we don't have to deep dive, but there's the Tyler Perry thing.
Patch grab.
You think it's well? If the texts are real, is it?
I mean, but even with those texts,
It doesn't mean he did anything.
I think, yeah, because I don't know when these texts were sent, how spread out apart, what other texts are in between. Because, yeah, he seemed like he wasn't trying to give Tyler Perry any butt or anything, but he still seemed receptive to talking to him. And the conversations are just kind of weird and murky for me. So I don't think Tyler Perry got rich late. You know what I mean? And because he got rich late, I don't think he had some of the same bad habits that Diddy has. Because Diddy got rich in the 90s when you could get away with a lot.
He's wealthy too, but he's still wealthy. Like, he's not just rich, he's wealthy.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, when you got rich, because some of these niggas, they don't think like they're wealthy. They still think like they're rich. If that makes any sense. But like Tyler Perry, he got his money late. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he really got like popping in the 2010s, where he really became, he became like mogul status, right? Yeah. So you should have learned these lessons, because you're actually watching people have their skeletons pulled out as you're on the come up, to where I don't know if he would be texting. I don't know if he would be texting that type of stuff. I ain't saying that he wouldn't do what he's accused of. I don't put anything past anyone, because everybody is capable of anything.
Why don't these guys go after, I've never understood this, because there's so many people in this world that, and I get it, you can't do it with anyone, because there are people that will like cash grab you, but like, because they're like, oh man, I came in contact with this person. But like, I've never understood why they don't go for the top of the line type stuff. It doesn't have to be other rich and famous people or people you work with. But if he wanted somebody, I'm sure there's a gay, attractive man out there that would fuck Tyler Perry, because he's Tyler Perry and he could get him to sign the NDA. He could do what he wanted. But then it's not about fucking anymore, which is where the same thing with Diddy. It wasn't about fucking. Like, that shit was not about fucking, bro. Yes, he's a freak, but and more importantly, maybe them people won't do the nasty shit you really want them to do that look good. This shit is such a power trip. It's
power, because even with Diddy, right? There hasn't been really any gay shit that's came out in the Diddy trial, even though the rumors were that he's gay.
Right.
I mean, outside of like his interactions with other men's semen, which does not necessarily make you gay.
Excuse me?
No.
I want you to come on her and then she comes and wipes it on me. That sounds gay as fuck.
Yes. No, I think it is gay. But it does not mean that you like suck dick or like fuck men.
He instructed it. That's gay. I don't
know. No, but the man's not involved in that thing, it's like it's her.
Yeah, he is. He has to make the semen.
No, I know, but like he's not like directly involved. Like, he's not like holding his load over Diddy. It's Chick and Diddy, and like, because based on what I've like read and heard, that Diddy's not necessarily like in the room with them either. Like, he's quarterbacking, and then like she comes into the coach's office and then like rubs them up, and then they, I think it's gay, but I don't necessarily think it makes you gay if you do that. Technically,
he's gay. He's bisexual.
Well, but the bigger point being is, we haven't heard anything about him like fucking any of these escorts.
I wouldn't want a chick to put my load on me, nigga, and that don't make me gay, right? Even if I ask for that don't make me gay. I don't my load, but like
I don't like accidentally getting my load on my leg.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, clean it up more than anything.
But I also think that like he has a different sex life, and I'm not trying to justify it. I'm just saying, but like we're not hearing about him doing any butt shit with these dudes. He's just like cucking it out over here. Big cucking.
Yeah, he's a cuck. Right.
But being a cuck doesn't make you gay. It just means you like live porn.
So I put this in the group last night. I was talking to a woman that I knew, and that's how you know I drank too much, because I was on the phone until 3 a.m. And
no wonder you were sick this morning.
Now, yeah, but now I'm gonna tell you too. I won't even name who her parents are. I feel like I've talked about it. We could talk about this off air, who she is actually. But her parent, she's adopted A, but like she went to high school with me, and her parent was a CEO of one of the biggest chains in restaurants.
Okay.
And is still currently on the board of an Atlanta-based restaurant.
Hey! Let's not give up. You're giving up too much information now. You're actually making a search.
You don't know who it is.
I know, but you're making
plenty of Atlanta-based restaurants.
You're making it searchable.
Sure. Regardless, talked about a myriad of things, but the thing is, so even people like that, because I just asked her like a question, and her response to the question, it wasn't anything about Diddy necessarily, but like it's about that type of stuff, because I'm like, you know, I know she's been to parties. She went to a party with Papa John's before. Papa, whatever his real name is, but the nigga that, you know, the racist nigga.
I know you're talking about.
I don't think you might have met her maybe at my house.
Okay.
She hung out with me quite a bit. Like,
let's get to the meat and potatoes of the story.
Yeah, just the meat and potato aspect is just, you know, people with money, they like to do things not because that's what they really like, but because they're so bored with it, is the way she portrayed it to me. Now, look, she ain't never gonna not have a meal, but like, it came up because Donald Trump was a part of the conversation. She's Republican.
He's president because he's bored.
Right. I just think that, and he was asked every time you look at clips, he got asked about the shit a lot. Like, people were egging him to really do it. I mean, Oprah. Why is Oprah asking him in the late 80s? Why do you think he would ever run? It's like, do you think you'd ever run for president? What type of fucking question is that to somebody with no political experience then? Like,
well, they're friends. They're friends.
I'm sure that they a lot of them people are.
They probably have had these different conversations before she brings it out there. Like, that wasn't a question she pulled out her ass that he wasn't prepared for.
Yeah, it was a question of, you think you do it? Like, hey, let's let these niggas know, like you interested, but it has to be under the right circumstance for you to do it.
But you know what? I think where you were going with that, it ties to some stuff that I heard about what Will Smith said. That you get to a certain dollar figure in life to where it can really only go down from there as far as your happiness and stuff, because you can actually get everything that you want or need in life. And now it's, how do you keep yourself happy or entertained, locked in? And yeah, I think that there's a reason why I don't want to make a certain amount of money or have like too much wild, crazy, like freaky sex, right? Because you remember when you used to get drunk off of like a little bit of booze, and it was like the best feeling ever. Like, oh my God, I had 2 cups of vodka and Coke, which is a terrible combo, and I'm hammered. It's a great feeling.
I feel good.
Yeah. Then you and one of your friends, y'all put down a fifth together, and it's like, dang man, got some beer in there? Because you just drank so much, you've built up a tolerance. So like, I don't ever want to get like so rich or do so much wild fucking that the power and the other things that come along with some of that stuff become what gets me off, and not the actual actions themselves. You know, like
Yeah, because
that's what
it's
you.
more than, it's not even you. Your appetite for pleasure is what changes, not your sexual drive. Your pleasure appetite is what is changed. You're changing what thrills in life are now. It's no longer, man, I fucked a really bad bitch. She had a fat ass. She had big titties. I fucked a really pretty model chick. She didn't have an ass or titties, but she was the prettiest girl I've ever slept with. Then it's like, okay, I keep doing this. We went out. This is what we did. Now it's just like, man, I'm just checking off life actions that are possible. They're not even.
But here's where the switch flips, right? It goes from, yeah, I had this really cute model chick or this really bad joint with a nice ass, to I made her crawl across the floor and suck my dick. You know what I mean? Or
She got
it starts
rug
getting
burn.
right. You know what I mean? Or like, I made her do X, Y, and Z. I made her like bark like a dog and beg. You know what I mean? It gets into like, oh, you're like getting off on the not fucking stuff. You're getting off on like making her. Oh no, we're different.
You like humiliation.
Yeah, like I want her to want to have sex with me because I want to feel what it's like to be inside of her. I like don't really have a power complex where I want to control her like at all. Like yeah, no, I'm good off that.
Yeah.
Call me crazy. But no.
Yeah. It's just
How did we get here?
well, it started off with the Tyler Perry stuff. And
Oh, cash grab. Oh, do you think it's a cash grab?
I think it's a mix of both. He probably did something foul and he's just cashing in as high as he can. $260 million, that's a weird amount of money to ask for. It's because you know he has it. Because if he didn't have it, you wouldn't be suing him. But you know he has it.
Were you surprised to find out that Tyler Perry is allegedly a top?
I didn't know that until you brought it up. Allegedly.
You didn't see it. You didn't see it in the messages?
Maybe I misread it. I read the text.
I didn't send that one to you because
I read the text messages. I just know that he had said something about putting his hand on him, and then something about taking control. Like it was like a lot of stuff.
Oh, okay. I don't think I sent you this. This is a different one. I didn't send this one to you. This is from the Spiritual Word. Cite my source, the Spiritual Word. Derek Dixon alleges Tyler Perry told him he was a top and said to him, when you have a big dick and when you hit the G spot right on these bottoms, they go crazy.
You know, like why didn't Tyler Perry go after Bishop? They seem like they would have a lot in common. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if Tyler Perry is a big dick top and TD
he's a power bottom.
I mean,
seems like a match made in heaven to me.
I mean, yeah, match made in black heaven.
Pun intended too.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, because all the plays that Tyler Perry does, the music, you got the Potter's House, you got look here, that could be a power couple. Yo, Tyler Perry and TD Jakes.
Hey, somebody. The top comment says it's 9:57 a.m. Can y'all please?
That's real. Hey,
well, because think about it. That's what's highlighted out of the whole thing. Him saying, when you got a big dick and you hit that G spot the right way, it makes them go crazy.
Yo, Tyler Perry and TD Jakes.
here, because I know we're not going to go on too much longer, but another thing that we got to talk about culture wise is Brittany Renner.
Power couple.
No, we can save that for when maybe that comes out eventually. Maybe they were at the Diddy parties together. But
power bottom.
Yeah, power bottom. But what about Brittany Renner and her
she ain't Muslim no more, but she's still Muslim.
Right. Somebody, I think I read a comment said next thing you know she's Jewish. And
I don't play with that word.
Yes, we don't want our show to not ever have a chance to take off.
We are against Iran.
Who's I
don't have an opinion.
Me neither.
That was a joke.
Hey guys, I am trying to do work here. You know, I tell you what, world peace. I hope everything can work out for everybody. That's my answer to it all. But,
you know who can answer that, who can fix everything for us.
Who's that?
You're fired.
Of course. Well, naturally, he's look. Hey, he's gonna be here till 2028, guys. So,
man on the job.
Brittany Renner is still hot, though. I will throw that out.
Yeah,
she looks really good. Yeah,
she's
still
never. And you know, Brittany Renner, she's to me, she's like old school fine. You know what I mean? Like,
but she's got the new school ass to go with it.
I just mean like she's fine without enhancements. Like she was fine no matter what.
Yeah, that ass though, you know.
Where is that? Did I send Brittany Renner to the group? Is that in the locker room?
Hey, what about this hot high school teacher too that fucked a 14-year-old 45 times? She's a pervert, but she looks good. And it's like, why didn't the teachers just want to bang us back then? Like, this chick looks good. That's what makes it wild.
But hold on this Brittany Renner thing, right? This is a societal problem. I'm not interested in shrinking myself to fit in anywhere.
That sounds like she don't want to. That's the discipline of it. That's the point. The point is, it doesn't matter what religion it is. Christianity, you got to make sacrifices.
Bro, it doesn't matter what
sex and all this other stuff. Like, we all have to make sacrifices.
There's
nothing.
That's
what you believe,
right? But there's nothing that you do in life with somebody else that doesn't require you to shrink yourself to some degree or at some point in time. And what scares me about something like this, like, okay, you can change your religion, whatever. If your beliefs change, cool, that's fine. I don't give a fuck. But to promote the I'm not shrinking myself to fit in somewhere, and that just being a prevailing narrative that we push that, hey, you are always the most important. So if it's not right for you, no, sometimes you have to shrink yourself and take shit and deal with it. And if not, you have to deal with the consequences that come with that. But if you want something, if you have a goal, you have to shrink your fucking self. Like, hey, when you're in a relationship, if the two people aren't willing to shrink themselves to make the relationship work, it doesn't matter how much you quote unquote love each other, how attracted you are to that person. The relationship doesn't fucking work if you don't shrink yourself. I don't even know why anybody thinks they are so important that they can't shrink themselves for something else.
It's almost inhumane.
Bro, it's narcissistic. And like we are
right, because you don't care about other people.
Like, we are pushing narcissism as mainstream and we can't shame it. Like, hey, no, hey, yo, Shorty, you're wild. I mean, we thought you were wild once you put the hair or the hijab on because we knew you were doing it for dick. But like then to take it off and say I won't shrink myself. Get the fuck out of here. This is what scares me about being a girl dad, right? Is that if my daughter is into like hip hop culture, she's gonna follow hip hop culture social media pages to like get the actual information that you kind of care about. Then you get bullshit like this, and this is what's promoted to you. And because so much of life is spent on the internet, people actually think the internet is real life. And maybe it is real life, and I'm just an old nigga yelling, "Get off my fucking lawn."
Yeah, that's what you become. And, you know, again, it goes with that ever-changing aspect of what culture is, and now the everything kind of getting merged together and blinded by, well, we don't know what is and what should be, or what isn't and what shouldn't be.
Charleston White was talking about the difference between hoes and women.
You mean the same Charleston White that asked what position Stephon Diggs played and said that he was running down the field through that gal?
Well,
and that he takes his vitamins, probably doesn't smoke or drink. He said he's fucking the shit out of her.
Well, it was kind of on that same topic. He was just talking about like how Cardi B is a hoe at heart, but she was playing.
She wanted to change herself for him. He was right though. He's right.
But he said like now that they ain't together no more, she playing hoe again. So when people talking about well, Diggs is a cheater, this and that, he was like, it don't matter because she's treating him like they just having fun. She's back on her whole shit, so she don't care the same way because she changed herself, became a mom, and did all this for
and
Offset.
It still didn't work.
I get it, Cardi. Go for what you know, baby.
Hey, look, I wish I and I don't typically admit this type of things, especially on public forums, but look, I'd love to be next. I know that the chances are slim, unless the lottery I know played tonight. I played some numbers. Maybe if I hit that, I'll have a chance. Because I know that the money's that's the first part of it. Like,
well, the money, just you got to have a certain amount of money to get the access.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. That's the prerequisite. That's the attractiveness isn't even necessarily the prerequisite.
And I don't think you need to spend money on her to get her.
You just have to show that I can be on the same. We can be in the same place. Yeah.
Yeah. You're not paying my way.
Then I can use this to do that. Yeah. And then if I can perform, I'll get another. I'll continue to get the chances to perform. You know. But she would definitely be somebody I'd be, because she's like our age. So it's like, yeah. Hey, I'm from Atlanta too. Like,
if we're in a comfortable environment and we get to talking, I think I could make you like me.
Yeah. Just give me a chance, you know?
And I think I'm attractive enough that I'm attractive enough for most women to want to have sex with. Not that they are attracted to me or want me. I'm not saying that, but like, you know how you have like the looks cut off. Is this person decent enough for us to even start any of these conversations?
Yeah,
I think for most, I look good enough to start the conversation. You know,
and then there are some people that fat shame. Right, we're not fat. Like nobody wants to.
Yeah.
There are some people that are just like, oh, they're fat, even if they're attractive.
Yeah.
They're fat. I just can't get up for it. Or in their case, I can't get wet for it or whatever.
But that's me. I can't get up for fat. Even if I can, I can't.
You know, if Lizzo, you sent the Lizzo video to me earlier.
I see
Lizzo really, you sent it. If Lizzo could drop 100, because she's losing weight, I see it. I see the vision with her. I'm like, she could get fucked if she slimmed down or just got the surgery.
She's got to do something about the teeth. She's got to fix her teeth.
I could probably live with that too, though.
I mean, she has the squirrel teeth, so like it. She needs to get her teeth straightened up because it would help her face out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is the important stuff, guys. This is the important stuff. We're trying to get Lizzo at the perfect weight to where, you know.
Yeah, everybody's willing to hit. Yeah.
I've got a friend who was a fan of Big Lizzo. So he's really into this new Lizzo.
I know somebody that likes big women too. He's never shy about it. You know him,
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
but
Pika pika.
yeah, there you go. Hey, we all like a little bit of Hardee's, right? Well, actually, I take that back. I'm not a big fan of Hardee's, but
No, I'm not. But
I'm a big fan of his, but not of Hardee's.
Yeah, there's a reason why we don't really rock with Cat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't like his name arrangement. You know.
Yeah. Do we have anything else on culture? I'm trying to think.
I mean, Stephen A. said Giannis would be a disappointment if he doesn't win another championship. The big three
it's slow. It's
the
slow.
big three had like 2 or 3 fights in their opening weekend. And I think that's just a bad look for a black-owned league. Angel Reese is apparently about to trademark Me Bound, which she gonna have to talk to Club 520 and the Volume, because B Hen, I'm not saying he made it up, but he definitely popularized the term Me Bound in reference.
Yeah, but it don't matter. She got that paperwork in first.
But
legally, it won't matter.
Not necessarily, because he used it creatively. He can show that he was the inspiration behind it, and he had used it consistently, and she obviously sold something from it.
Man, she'll add an extra E to that shit.
I mean, no, I'm just telling you, there is a path if he cared.
And then that's gonna cost so much money, and then how much money is she really gonna make off of it? That's the other question.
That's the point. Yeah. I'm not saying it's worth going down that rabbit hole. But I'm
Do you know what the Vertimax is? I'm sure you've heard of a Vertimax, right? The machine that you're tied. We used to train with it, to jump higher.
Yeah.
It's like the resistance bands, and you do that.
Niggas who didn't have verticals.
So if she's smart enough, she'll get with the people from Vertimax and create something that can be a training use in basketball. Whether it's something you put on a rim along with a structure like that, to where it's a rebounding. Like, I know it's simple. It's just like, well, just throw it off the glass and just grab a rebound.
Girls aren't buying that. Men
can buy it, but the thing is, men can buy it too. Where it automatically bounces a certain way, and you got to be able to to get all different angles of rebounds.
Angel Reese ain't getting little boys to go to ask their dad for a Me Bound. The men who like Angel Reese are too old for a Me Bound. You understand what I'm saying?
The men who like Angel Reese want to put it in her ass.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, she can just get a Fashion Nova discount code and make that money. It takes a lot less effort. You know what I mean? Hey, Angel, give you some clothes, put them on, and we're gonna run you a code. Run it up.
Worst case, she could sell some t-shirts, right?
Yeah, or she can, get on her podcast and talk and get more sponsors. Shout out to Angel Reese. She had her first career triple-double.
Hey.
She and Caitlin Clark, I think, are the only 2 players in the league this year with triple-doubles.
Hey, that's why they're so compared closely. Look at that. They can do the same things.
Hey, real quick. I was watching Sparks Seattle last night.
Mm-hmm. Of course you were.
Kelsey didn't play. I wanted to change the channel.
Oh. Well, you got to see Rakia and Dearica Hamby, who might be the most underrated player and other things in the league. Dearica Hamby's.
She's nice looking, yeah.
She is. She's really nice looking.
And then we still got OG Skylar Diggins out there, which, she lifts weights. Her body.
She's still top tier.
Yeah, I know, but you just look at her body, that's not a great lay on you body. That's you know what I mean? Like, she got abs.
Yeah. You just say you put her to work.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We do some yoga together. Go out here on the front yard. Like, I did some grounding today, just walked around barefoot, Last thing, Lexi Brown. I got to see Lexi Brown in action last night too.
Mm-hmm.
This was like a game that I really should like. But Cameron Brink's still out.
No Plum. Yeah, it's a
no
league
Plum.
pass game. But when people say, "Oh yeah, this is a league pass game," this is for the real fans. the people that
for real.
actually because there's no Caitlin Clark, there's no Asia Wilson or the Liberty. None of the big teams are playing. This game doesn't have. It won't ultimately determine who's going to get home court for a meaningful series. This is for the real eaters out there.
This is a league ass game. You know what I'm saying? This is about some of the best ass in the league.
Yeah. I told you there's a chick on the Valkyrie that's really nice looking too.
Yeah, I think I've seen her. Is that the one?
I'm about to pull her up. What her name is? It's
because it's
Veronica Burton. Go ahead and give it a Google. Veronica Burton.
I'm giving it an IG.
I mean, Google will send you to the IG, but yeah, Veronica Burton. Her IG is yeah.
Oh yeah.
And she's 5'9".
She could talk me out of my pants in seconds.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And she looks like she's probably mulatto. Possibly.
I don't think we can say mulatto anymore. I think that's like
mixed.
No, I'm for real because that's why a lot
I'm on her IG. Well, she is. I'm looking at her. Her mom is white and her dad's black. So.
Oh, that checks out.
Yeah, it's on the IG. It's literally this year she posted it.
Yeah,
and it says parents in Australia. It makes me wonder, is she Australian? Let's see. Where is she from? No, she's from Massachusetts. Went to Northwestern.
Her dad looked kind of like a square.
He looks like he's from a different country, though. He doesn't look like a black American.
He don't look like a nigga.
No.
But he
could be.
Ooh,
but
Pete, look at these legs.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is appropriate for us to do on a podcast.
Well, we can always close it out and finish. But
I mean, we're building. Hold on. No, let's stay here for a second, right? Let's act like the streamers and just go on forever. We're building awareness about the league, and a lot of the WNBA purists don't like this. But I was having a conversation with a couple of women the other day, and we're talking about WNBA. I'm like, yeah, get these studs off of my TV if you want me to watch it. Put chicks on there that I'm sexually attracted to, that are good at basketball. That's what works for a lot of men. You either got to be like Caitlin Clark, good as fuck, where it just don't matter, or Skylar Diggins, good as fuck and fine, so we care about you. But even with Skylar, I don't know, Pete, since we started talking about the W on the show, have you found yourself actually following the league a little bit more?
For sure. I mean, gambling helps, but but all in all, yeah, it's the intrigue is there because the product is better, and what it needs is more coverage to where people can start looking at it through the lenses that we are. We're not perfect or anything, but how we view the game, because tell a man, because women don't support it in reality. They don't. I mean, gay women might, but women in general don't support the WNBA. Men are who they want to realistically tap in. That's who kind of already supports it. But men are who you want to tap in. And if you give them the best of both worlds, it's okay, there's attractive women that are playing a game that you already like to watch. Yeah. That's an easy way to sell it to men. That's super easy.
And bro, for a lot of us attracted to, there's hardly anything more attractive than a fine chick who can hoop.
Yeah.
Like a fine hoop.
Loving basketball started that with Sanaa Lathan.
Yeah, but especially in black culture, a fine hooper, yeah.
Because you can talk to her
about stuff you like.
Yeah.
You ain't got to talk about girl stuff. You can talk about hoops.
She's got a little rack on her too, by the way.
Bro, she has some. Look at those calves, though.
I know. I'm looking at the thighs too.
I mean,
I don't want to sexualize her like this, but but that's what I said. I was like Veronica Burton. That's why I said when I watched when it's the Aces and Valkyries game when they were blowing them out. I was like, man, she looks kind of good. I was like, who's she?
And that's another thing about this. Like, hey, we are looking at this woman and we might be slightly lustful and maybe overly sexualizing her, but we're not. I know it looks that way. It's just it's an acknowledgement of the features that make her attractive.
Right.
But now I'm gonna look for her when I'm watching the W because this is a new name that I didn't know prior to today.
Right.
And maybe, I came across it through smut, but by hook or crook, we're supporting the league and talking about it. We opened last week with the W.
If anything, now that I know she's attractive, now I want to see what is the game like.
Yeah.
Does it match?
Yeah, like she's gonna get a follow. I mean, I don't know how long she's gonna get it, but like she gets a follow. So I remember her, keep her, keep her top of brain. Oh yeah, I should definitely follow Fee.
Yeah, Nafisi.
Wow, there are 100 people. I have 100 followers who follow Angel Reese.
100 people.
Yeah, that I know.
Here, hold on. Let me see how many I have.
I don't see your name over here.
Well, of course I don't fucking follow Angel. I'm not really attracted to Angel Reese. So like, I've got 47. So that's a lot more than I thought. Let me see who all follows her.
Looks like she has a nice set of toes on her. Yeah, she does.
Drake follows her.
You follow Drake?
Drake is actually, I follow Kanye too, but he doesn't use Instagram. But those are the only two celebrities I follow. I used to follow Kobe. Not that I still can, but it makes no sense to follow him anymore. So,
you think Jason Tatum DM'd him for some rehab ideas?
I could see that. Yeah. It's worth a shot, right?
Yeah, he might hit you back.
Well, that's why he did it.
Jesus is on the main line. Tell him what you want.
And then he'll get a random, message or something.
I think this is like our best work when we're just riffing.
Well, it happens, right? Like, these are real.
Jason Tatum has like showed us communication with Kobe after Kobe passed away. And for him to have the same injury, I feel like I'm not crazy to think that Jason Tatum may have like shot him a text.
Would it surprise you? Seriously?
No, it wouldn't. Yeah, man, I just had to talk to Cole. And LMA is like, feelings. Got me deep in my feelings.
Well, she's more like while he's talking about it, they're at a bar and she's like, can I get a refill?
Hey, I'm looking at Nafisa Collier and she is very girl next door, very hard to sexualize, attractive.
Okay.
Like extremely attractive, but like it just seems like she has a demeanor that like you just wouldn't sit here and just dirty lust talk about her,
Right.
And maybe it's her frame too, because she ain't really hippie.
Well, we know she's straight, which is that could be a big, I like straight women.
Hope so.
Yeah. Well, they could be bisexual as well, and I think that's okay.
I have no problems with what people do in their bedrooms as long as it's consensual.
There you go.
But yeah, I'm just like like she doesn't really have any hips.
Okay.
But she's nice. She's a nice looking lady. Like I definitely, I would definitely like.
And she's top 3, and she's not 3.
She might be 1 right now.
She's got to be the favorite to win it. It's unfortunate that Kate got hurt because obviously she was probably the favorite coming into the year to win. But
in Asia, she's not really.
I think Asia Wilson. Honestly, I think she's more attractive than Angel Reese in the face, in my opinion.
I think so too. I just don't like her tooth to gum ratio.
And she's a little too tall for me, because she's what? She's 6'4", 6'5", but she could, she could. I'd play her. I'd play a game. Is that fair?
I think so.
I don't think that's fair.
I think we can press the button. It's been 3 hours.
Yeah.
And we're just here. Oh shit. Happy Juneteenth.
Yeah.
Bro, I forgot about Juneteenth.
Well, we're still 5 minutes away from it, so technically it's not here yet either.
I mean, but who's listening until like the 3 hour mark?
So it doesn't matter. We're still
happy Juneteenth, guys.
It's candor, Lee. Come on.
Are you gonna get out there and celebrate some Juneteenth?
They put something on my door, and they've got a thing outside on the gate. So I think they might be having a barbecue at the clubhouse here. But I actually have to get my daughter at 7 something in the morning because it's a holiday. So, well, yeah, whatever it's because it's not school, but it's like whatever that is. But either way, they're not working. So.
Yeah, we know they don't work.
Yeah, that's the last thing you want from them, or the last thing they want to do.
Yeah. So yeah, we got Juneteenth. Yeah, they're doing a couple things here in Cartersville. So I'm gonna go and show my face.
Yeah, get your ass out there, huh?
Yeah, man of the people. Be out there, shake hands. I don't kiss babies because they're not my kid, and that's actually weird to kiss people's kid.
I don't think you should. I mean, but
I'm just gonna shake hands and talk to the good people, and really see who supports diversity, equity, and inclusion in Cartersville, Georgia.
Yeah, that's the stuff that matters.
Yeah, man. Hey, we'll do this again next week.
We shall.
We'll have an NBA champion by then.
We will, and we'll probably give it a little bit more time than we did this weekend. Probably looking forward to where Kevin Durant's playing and among other things. So
hey guys, hey ESPN, I know I gave you shit for not talking about the finals, but I get it, man. I get
it. All right, brother. Salutations, good people.
All right,
Keith, thank you for tuning in, and Brad Smith, thank you for tuning in as well.